All right, Hangout is live on the air. Thanks for joining us. This is Chatterbox number 61.
Woohoo!
We actually have Engelhardt in the room with me, and James Walkwon joining me, and I am Those McStabby Pants. And that's it. That's all you get. Fuck everybody.
Bye.
Nice talking to y'all.
Kiss my ass.
Now F right off. Thank you and good night.
Oh man, but send us all your money first.
Somehow. Yes.
I don't really have any way to do that. Please, dear God, don't ever think that would be a good plan.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind wouldn't mind a little greasy palms down again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? Maybe I just have like an aversion to that. I don't know.
What, greasy palms?
No, like getting paid for this.
Oh.
I have like an aversion to, I think, like.
It's because it's like the hipster thing. It's like, I don't want to be mainstream, man.
No, I don't want to feel obligated.
Dude, that'd be great.
Mainstream. I just don't want to feel obligated. Like, I have to give people something that they're expecting because they're paying me. You know what I mean? Like, I want to still be able to do whatever we want to do.
But the thing is, if in a like if you watch a lot of the big YouTubers, they got popular doing the shit that they do. And you probably have to step it up and do a bit more. But to me, nothing would be more motivating saying like, oh, now there's people that really dedicate. Like even the people that are put on here to begin with. Every single Sunday, even Thursdays, when I'm at work while you guys are doing that shit, I'm sitting there going like, damn it, I wish I was there. Just for the sake of, even if there's only a handful of people that actually watch these things.
I like to do it just because it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, but to me, that's what makes it fun. I mean, it's
actually kind of fun just to bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
Regardless of who else might find it interesting, dude. It's fun to fucking bullshit with you guys, dude.
Knife down.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
I got a little knife that I like to play with now. I should get like a fidget spinner, but I already have the knife, so I don't know why I would buy something else when I can just sit and like pop the knife out over and over.
Probably because you might not stab yourself with a fidget spinner.
Look, you need to give me more credit. I'm going to probably stab myself.
Your name is literally Stabby Pants.
Stabby will find a way.
Yes.
Oh, let's see here.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Where did you get your new little Twitter avatar thingy from?
I was going to do a screen share and actually explain that.
That's cool.
Yeah, that actually wasn't planned. I know that might have been sounded like a setup, but I was genuinely curious.
No, it's just a good transition.
So Phaedra at Phaedriana on Twitter, I believe, made that.
Awesome.
That's pretty awesome, dude.
Super fucking cool. So I had to fucking put that up as my my avatar on Twitter because
fuck yeah, dude.
It's literally like me being stabbed in the head while wearing pants on my head, which all works.
Those are some stabby pants.
Exactly.
And some head trauma.
And some head trauma. Let's see here.
We need one for you, Deitois.
Probably. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Regardless of how few people care about Stabby, way less care about me, dude.
Aww. We love you, Deitois. It's okay.
Plus, my name is just a bunch of fucking nonsense, so what are you going to do with it?
I don't know.
I wanted to get her Twitter right. It's at Fading Dark, at PHADINGDARK, all one word.
I want to say that's pretty awesome. And I do appreciate for her doing that one for you, and for Akane who did the one for me. The design I have for mine, which you won't be able to see because we have the Untitled, which I think Viola did that one.
Viola did
our Viola Games did ours for the Untitled Studios. But Akane early on, when he's been watching us for a while, and I asked, that one. I was making a comment like, oh, hey, that'd be kind of neat to have like a designed one, but I'm terrible at MS Paint. I am terrible at that and like Photoshop and all that wonderful business. Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah,
nice.
And so I can ask, he's like, what's your favorite anime? So I told him Cowboy Bebop, of course, and Jet's my favorite character. And so he threw that thing together and sent it, put it on Twitter, and I was like, that is amazing.
and Engelhardt has been insufferable since. Like he has to have his coffee at a certain temperature every time.
Yeah, I slap that guy around if my coffee's not right, dude. I turn into such a little bitch. It's terrible. Well, it's mostly just showing appreciation for people who know something that I know is in a way simple, but also really like you can be really good at it.
Oh yeah,
but I know nothing about.
Yeah, no, I have no idea.
Like if I tried to do that, it'd just be an absolute clusterfuck. So,
well, I mean, you joke, but literally, my old Twitter avatar was something I made in MS Paint.
Yeah, that was a little derpy.
That's exactly what it is. So
I don't know. I thought it fit him, dude. I thought it fit
it did. Perfectly. I like this one more, but it did fit really well.
Yeah, I could
so. Oh, yeah. Man. So if anyone wants to make one for Day12, that'd be great. Let's add him to the team.
There you go. I like the dog though. I kind of like the little puppy dog.
That is true. That is a very neat picture. That is your dog, yeah?
Yeah. One of them. Yeah.
Does he naturally
it's the
have
one
blue
that I
eyes?
kind of can't stand, dude.
The one you can't stand.
That's light reflection.
Yeah, this dog's kind of an asshole.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
I am being an idiot on purpose.
That's light reflection in the dog's eyes.
And you can just
on one of my old phones, this was probably 4 or 5 years ago, man. I literally I guess this would be an aspect of my OCD, but I literally followed this cat around and was constantly taking pictures of it at night to try to get that fucking flare of the eyes, dude. Like for like 2 hours, like 2 fucking hours, dude. And I got like 30 pictures of this cat with the eyes, with the fucking the flash reflecting off its fucking eyes.
Oh man, you know what? I want to make fun of you for it,
nuts.
But at the same time, I feel like that's still not, that's a reasonable amount of devotion to pussy.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh,
plate, sir.
Well, thank you.
And that's how we got our title, Rumor Puppy Mill. I just honestly, that is just a random fucking title that I came up with. But
we're talking about dogs. There we go.
We talked about dogs, so now we've tied it in, and we don't have to talk about it again.
Yeah.
In check. We're good.
Oh man. So I actually do have. One of them I have is actually, I have an interesting article, and I don't usually like to get too much into politics. I know I'm lying.
I know.
But legit, like this one kind of blew my mind. I was really kind of surprised at it. So California right now is trying to set up a way to take half of whatever the tax cut savings are.
Wow.
From businesses. Even Engelhardt sat back and was like, really?
Damn, dude.
That's like flapping your dick on the table, kind of like, yeah, no, it's there. What are you gonna do about it? It's like, Jesus Christ, man, what are you doing? Put that away.
Well, and it just blows my mind because if like why would you? It's literally like flaunting state. It's sort of like a weird state versus federal thing where they're basically going, oh, the Fed wants to give the business more money, we'll just take it all. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to pay either way if you're here. So like to me, that's just gonna drive so many businesses out of California.
Yeah,
hasn't that been happening already?
Yeah, it's already been an issue, but I mean, it's just like, wow, fucking wow, man.
Yeah, excuse me. The issue with that probably is it may or may not still horribly affect large businesses.
Yeah, it's the small ones.
But it's the small ones it's going to completely wreck. People probably base a lot of their stuff off of their what they come back in taxes. Well,
there's a lot of small businesses where, the end of the year taxes is what makes or breaks them.
And that is how you say the exact same thing I just said. Two different.
Well, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see your side.
It felt like it wasn't in layman's terms enough.
I'm just saying, I'm agreing with you.
Yeah,
the end of the year taxes really can make or break a small business.
I missed you, Stan.
Also, damn it, I was going to do the same, rephrase it a third way, but the moment passed. God damn it.
I'm sorry.
My bad, dude. I should have jumped on that.
I was using what we in psychology like to call active listening, which is you repeat back to somebody something in a slightly different way so that you make it clear that you actually are paying attention.
Oh, what is that called? Reflection?
Yeah, it is called Reflecting.
Okay, yeah. Wow, actually remember that. Holy crap. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm going to take a moment, pat myself on the back. I actually remember something from school. Yeah. But this is, I don't know, man. That's not going to go well.
Yeah.
Like, you can already tell how pissed off people are going to probably be. Although, understandably, giving a lot of, the federal government doing what they do best and kind of screwing it up for the rest of us. So it's like...
Oh, it's going to be a constitutional amendment to the fucking California Constitution.
Do you know how large the California Constitution is?
I'm just surprised that that's what it takes. Like you would think that it would all just be like laws and stuff, but
no, that thing is hundreds of pages long. Think about how
California
big
state laws in the Constitution, essentially.
Like it's.
Oh man. Okay, I thought that was bigger than.
Like you think Harry Potter is long? You think the dictionary is long? This thing's ridiculous.
You're talking about two things. No, I haven't read the dictionary. I have read some encyclopedias.
Yeah, you're reading A to Z, literally, when you're reading the dictionary. And this is.
I'm guessing it would be referred to as a slow read. Is that pretty accurate?
Have you ever read the begatting section of the Bible?
No, Jesus. I started to, man, and I could not do it.
Yeah, the part where they literally it's and so begat so-and-so begat so-and-so, where they're just the genealogy of everybody in the Bible.
Oh, I'm sure that's like
riveting. I read that part. Mainly just because I was like, I'm going to make myself read this just to say I did. Okay. I don't remember anything. I didn't get anything out of it. It was just so boring that
No, you didn't get anything out of it. If anything, you lost time.
Yeah, no, it was really
You're like, I can't get that time back, man. That's gone for good.
You literally got the same quality as if you had just stared at the wall for the same amount of time, dude.
Yeah, they claim they want to use it to have programs to help lower and middle income families, but a lot of that money is going to find its way into people's pockets. Let's be honest.
The thing I always want to follow through, like reading legislature, if I can enunciate, is to have it in there dedicated to where it's going to go. When it's like, hey, we're just going to get the surplus money and we're going to use it on blank, but they don't actually specify what they're using it on. They're just like, we're just going to take in a bunch of money and we're telling you that we're going to put it to lower income or middle income, But
really, it's just going into the miscellaneous fund.
But there's probably it's the rainy day fund. They have a nice giant jar full of cash. Metaphorically, of course, it's all electronic. I mean, I'm shooting it out my ass, really, but it's. I definitely when I'm reading. And sadly, actually trying to read propositions and stuff like that through and through, like a good voter should. If it doesn't show that, I'll say no. No matter how good it is, if it's taking in more money, like tax dollars, and it's not specifying where it's going to go, then
that's
to me that tells me it's like they're just going to take in the money, and they might put a good chunk of it to it. But where's the rest going to end up? Yeah. Processing or any sort of thing, labor to do stuff. That stuff's always highballed. Doesn't matter.
But the weed proposition, the one to make it legal, was actually pretty decent about explaining where all the money went.
Yeah. This time around, the last few were kind of rough.
Yeah, this one made it really clear because we were making it legal all the way, I guess, for recreational. I guess they had to work on it that way, but no, it was actually pretty clear that it was going to these organizations, these schools.
Yeah, and see, when something like that, we're like, okay, it has a destination, and if they divert from that, they're clearly breaking what the proposition is supposed to be, and if the proposition becomes law, so they will just be straight up breaking the law if they try to divert from that. Will they try to do it anyways? You hope to be the optimist, and they won't. But if they get caught doing it, it's not like you could probably try to squeeze past, some of the money again, put somewhere else.
Yeah, well, that's
when it's like this money that came in for out of this reason, so it needs to be going this direction. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Until they vote to change it.
Until they vote to change it.
In like a couple of years. But
the democratic process happens. Well, the democratic republic process.
Well, I just think after with the amount of money that weed is going to bring in, because we've seen how much it brings in all the other states, it's going to be like a year or two, and they're going to be like, this is way more than we needed for all this. We're going to take the rest of this money and put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Then it's going to go into squirrely weird places like people's pockets. So.
Yeah. Squirrely weird. Squirrely. I'm just imagining dollars like.
Yeah, or into the slush funds to pay off all the sexual harassment suits. You got to have money around. For that.
Of course, yeah, gotta have that.
I was thinking dollars for the strip club, but that's just me. Hey,
that would probably cost way less money than settling the lawsuit. So maybe we should have money set aside for strip clubs for politicians.
Yeah. You know what? I would be down with that, to be honest. If
hookers and strip clubs.
Honestly, they get their budget. They get a small little portion. I mean, there's only so many of them, and this can go both ways too. I mean, there's women on in our interstate Congress.
They got dude strip clubs.
They have dude strip clubs. They can all pull from the they get their nice little portion, their allowance, if you will.
I think they also need to get tattoos.
Maybe
on the back of one of their hands, they need to get a tattoo. No kissing, licking, or biting.
Yeah.
It's just the standard.
This is getting weird.
Be told by a stripper when you get a lap dance.
This is getting a little weird.
You didn't know that's what they say before they give you a lap dance?
No, because I've never gotten one before.
Okay, well,
I've never gotten one in a strip club before.
I've been to a strip club at least once, and
stuff you probably didn't need to know about.
And essentially, like, it blew my mind the first time I heard it, because I was just like, at no point am I going to kiss, lick, or bite the stripper. Like, the biting was the part that really got me. It's like, how many people are just like, oh, this is so hot.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, this is super hot. I wonder what you taste like. It's like, no.
Well, you got to think about the people that go to strip clubs all the time. Like, I assume none of us here go to strip clubs regularly. No, the kind of person that goes there all the time would probably be the type of person to bite somebody.
Yeah, that's probably true. They're not very fun, to be honest. Like, it was fun a few times, but you
like
just go home with the hard on and no fucking relief whatsoever. Unless you want to get some dodgy blowjob in the back room.
Yeah, literally the only time I've gone is for bachelor parties, dude. It's the only time I've been to strip clubs. Yeah. Although, again, the one that we went to, like, they bought me a lap dance because there was no way I was going to buy one myself. This fucking chick, I don't know if I've told this here or not, but you can't put your hands on them, obviously. Amongst the biting and et cetera, you can't put your hands on them.
I've never been told that.
Oh, really? Well, maybe it's different, and again, I've only been to a strip club 3 times in my life.
You're right. Legally, you're not supposed to touch them at all.
Yeah. No, that's the only thing they really said when I went, but that was, again, it's been at least a decade, probably a decade and a half. Before the biting incidents, I guess. But dude, like, the fucking chick that did the lap dance for me, like, fucking started sucking on my earlobe, dude. And it was a fucking pretty natural reaction for my hand to come up and want to fucking, like, kind of feel her hips and shit. And I fucking had to catch myself. I'm like, this is really fucking unfair. All right, I mean, I enjoyed it and all, the fucking earlobe thingy, but I was like, dude, how can you make me not, make that fucking rule and then do shit like that, dude?
All right, so here's how it worked for me. And Akinaro and William and Stench ever, hey, what's up in the chat, guys? And Akinaro says he would just start masturbating. No one said you can't do that. Of course.
Wasn't on the list.
You didn't say no. No, so when I went, and this is a decade and a half ago, 15 years ago at least, the way it worked was they give you the whole no kissing, licking, or biting, and then they tell you the rate. And so essentially the lap dance costs $20, and then anything past that you tip them, and that changes how the lap dance goes. Mm-hmm. So naturally you give the girl like $60-$80, and you can, they'll let you feel them up. And so essentially, like, a lot of the deal was, for most of them, it was you could touch me anywhere but the pussy, essentially. So you could grab like tits and ass and all that kind of stuff, and it was totally fine. And usually, like if you don't actually touch them, they'll put your hands on them. At least that was my experience. But like I said, it's different states, different types of places.
Yeah, no, I don't know what it's like. Again, it was a while ago.
Covered charges, so that might be a difference as well. I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure a couple of the strippers, based on their breath, were blowing people in the lap dances, and I just turned those down because I was like, that just doesn't sound like a good plan.
Yeah, I never had any interest in going into the VIP room with them. That's for sure, dude.
Oh man.
Now it's time for me to share my story that doesn't exist.
You're not going in? No, come on, man.
Well, no, because I've never actually been to one. So.
Oh man, let's not fix that. You're not missing
out. See, the thing is I'm not like I know for anyone who's probably actually seen my face, they think everyone thinks I'm Jewish. It's why it really fits the part. Like, it's like I don't want to spend that kind of money.
It's essentially a good way to throw away $300-400 in a night.
It's like, dude, I can use $300 or $400 for so many other things. Let's just like I don't. Well, I mean,
it's just insincere. Like you're paying a woman just to fucking kind of grind on you, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. Just the insincerity for me. It was just like I don't get the appeal, dude. I really don't.
Yeah, you just go home with like a damp pant leg, essentially.
Yeah. Right.
I guess it depends on how much you pay out by the one you went to.
Well, I don't know, man. I fucking rode my fucking thigh on my pant leg real hard, and that it was wet afterwards. Yeah, no, actually, that was kind of my thought too. I was like, this is not as exciting as I thought it could be. This is getting a little gross.
But again, for the regulars, that's like a bonus.
A worse.
No, I'm sure it is.
I was hoping for that.
Yep, that was a weird one. That was my friend's birthday.
Yeah.
Like he turned 21, and we were like, "All right, club."
So, and here's my friend. I guess yours was a birthday. Day 12 was a bachelor party.
Yeah.
The one bachelor party I've been to, laser tag.
Well, the same friend who we took on his birthday to a strip club, his bachelor party ended up being just like playing a bunch of board games in like a coastal house we rented out on the coast. Which turned out to be a lot more fun, in my opinion.
That's amazing. That's a lot of fun.
And it was a weekend long, so we all took like a weekend vacation. The whole groom, like best man, which was me, and a couple other groomsmen. Mm-hmm. So it turned out to actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm kind of hesitating to read the chat. It's kind of funny. But,
no, you must accept the chat.
Yeah, no, I accept the chat. Believe me.
Accept the chat in all its glory.
William Sims I think they have a 10-foot rule here in Florida. I don't know what the 10-foot rule is. I'm assuming like you can't get lap dances. You just like you have to be.
I think he's joking, but maybe not.
Maybe that's just like common sense for Floridian strippers.
But maybe
not.
Keep your distance.
Maybe not. Maybe you literally that would be weird, but maybe they literally can't be within 10 foot. Is that accurate? Florida is kind of a weird place like that. Like they have a weird, their morality is kind of skewed in a lot of ways.
Well, because there's a lot of retirees, and then there's a lot of young kids doing college. So it's like a weird clash of generational values. Yeah.
Right.
So if anything, it's 10 foot. It's when you go within that 10 feet, they can hit you with a pole.
Makes me wonder if like the strippers had the 10-foot rule because they were like, look, these old men are grabby.
Yeah,
and we need to keep them the fuck away because they keep fucking trying to put their fingers in me or something.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Like old men are gonna be like, nobody's gonna kick my ass. I'm too old. Like I'll get away with this shit. I'll just claim I'm senile and I'll be fine. Yeah, old people have a lot of outs.
Yeah.
Damn you!
I was just thinking about my grandpa. That actually made me think of my grandfather. That's just but first, let's read what Akira wrote in the chat because I thought that was pretty fucking funny. It's cheaper to get butter on dick and go to a park where people walk with dogs. You get a free lick.
Yeah. I assume you meant peanut butter, but maybe not.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. And then
either way, that's the one I was kind of iffy on. I'm like, all right, let's stab you. Read it. It's his channel.
just like the.
Or cats. Just find a place where there are cats, but they can bite.
Like, damn it! Just enjoy the dance already, man. I like Akina's comment.
Yeah.
You guys just aren't sitting there enjoying the dance. You know,
Oh, butter works better with dogs, he says. Well, I'm gonna assume that's you know more than me, because I never tried either. So I've only heard the peanut butter because that's like the common running gag, you know, like
for chicks
the
anyway.
guys putting peanut butter, the chicks putting peanut butter on their junk, and I wonder if that really happens. I'm sure it's happened at least once, but I wonder if it's just one of those things that's such a. There's just
I've heard the story.
It's so gross because it's so gross and entertaining. You like want to believe that about people, but
I've heard a story of somebody I know told me that they knew somebody that actually got caught doing that.
Oh,
so
that'd be so fucking. That'd be the worst.
Yeah.
There's not a big enough bag to put on my head.
Yeah,
I got caught doing something like that.
That's one of those down the block, not across the street moments.
It's like, yeah, I'd like to change my name.
Change my name.
And move 3 states over.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, very far away. Out of the country, ideally.
Yeah.
You know what? I also wonder if it's because then you think like, man, if that chick will let a dog lick her pussy with peanut butter, I totally have a chance. And that's also part of what propagates the rumors.
Or like the guy putting on his balls or something like that. I mean, that just seems desperate.
That's true. Well, I mean, think about that Richard Gere with the hamsters or the gerbils or whatever. Like, that was total horse shit.
What?
Right.
Never heard the Richard Gere fucking rumor?
What?
No.
Holy shit. There was this rumor for fucking years that he used to shove, like, gerbils or hamsters up his ass.
Why?
Because their death throes would get him off. Like, they'd be all shuddering and stuff while they were suffocating, and it would get him off.
Have you not seen the Lemmy Winks episode of South Park either?
How much? What?
That rumor spread in like the fucking 80s.
Dude, yeah, that was like late 80s, early 90s.
It wasn't not even like the internet. It's one of those things where it's just like mysteriously one day everybody was like, yeah, you heard about Richard Gere and the gerbil?
I was like not even a teenager by that point though.
I used to hear that he would not only do that, but he would then inject them with cocaine.
Yeah, still like I was like
oh, that's true. But I mean, I
wasn't a teenager till like 2000.
It's been I've heard it for years and years. Even now, like I've heard people joke about it all the time. I'm surprised you've never heard it. That's funny.
Yeah. Even with the age gap between us here, that is surprising.
And it's also that's a bit of information where if someone told me, I'm like, that's fucked up, and I'd totally just forget it because that's fucked up.
You.
Yeah.
Well, also, like you wouldn't likely believe it. You know what I mean? Like it'd be one of those things where like, okay, horse shit.
Yeah, it's like I call bullshit until I see Richard Gere actually shove a gerbil or a hamster up his ass. Yeah, it's like, one thing I don't want to see and won't be able to unsee if I do see it, but won't believe it until I see it. I think I'll keep the jury out on that. Thank you.
Yeah. It's,
or if he just admits it, if he admitted it at some point, but
yeah.
Well, even Family Guy made a reference to it, and he's like, "I know where it is. It's up your butt. It's in your butt, isn't it, Mr. Gere?" And he's like, "Oh my god, this fucking rumor again." Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Well, they did a play on that was it Family Guy or was it American Dad where like fucking
I literally just said that.
No. I'm not finished.
Oh, sorry. My apologies.
You have to let him finish.
A whole different play with George.
I thought you were doing the active listening / reflection thing again. My apologies.
No, I was just saying they did a thing where George Takei kept popping out of people's assholes. And I put a play on the Richard Gere thing. Is George Takei? He's up that guy's ass.
Every time it was hello.
Yeah, he did that.
Oh my.
I just couldn't remember if it was Family Guy or if it was American Dad because they had similar animation styles. And
I'm pretty sure that was Family Guy too. Yeah,
it does sound like it.
Yeah.
Of course, now we know that not Richard Gere, but George Takei had some issues with being a little firm in getting sex from young men.
A little aggressive.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
A little rape aggressive, yeah.
Little rapey.
Oh god, that was so fucking funny hearing him backpedal on fucking Howard Stern. He was just like, well, I mean, some people need more encouraging than others. Some of you have to be quite firm. Just like, what? And the more he talked, the more you were like, dude, it sounds a little bit like rape, man. Like, you should shut up.
Yeah, like, stop now. Just stop.
At best, that's coercion, man. And
Yeah,
that word's
I mean,
no fucking right.
I'm sure it's more of a like. There's a lot of people who are gay who are still just so hung up about it that they have problems dealing with all that kind of stuff, and sometimes you got to get past that weird sort of hang up. But still, it sounded real fucking inappropriate. I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm just,
Yeah, he's kind of a fucking asshole, so maybe not. He's fucking really fucking. He's really fucking left wingy, dude. He's fucking way left, dude.
I know, but I gotta give my enemies the benefit of the doubt as well as my friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just pick one.
Yeah, that's true. I hear you.
I'm not going to try to go the political route, but what does being left make him an enemy for?
I'm just saying. I'm not specifically, but
the far left thing and him doing that kind of shit. They're the ones that make a big deal about calling people rape apologists and fucking.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
That kind of shit.
Now I get it.
So it'd be hypocritical, is kind of my point.
Like fucking that. I'm sorry on Z's guy.
Right.
Okay, this time I said his name wrong on purpose.
Aziz?
You didn't hear any of that stuff about Aziz Ansari?
No, I have heard.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Hey, I'm not that misinformed, okay? That happened thing is one thing. This is a little more
honestly, like if I hadn't heard of
that actually happened in Englehart's lifetime.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that also kind of happened in my lifetime. I just was less worried about the world around me at that point.
Yeah.
Elementary school was a thing. Like mid 90s, I was like, I'm in elementary school, so it's like, I'm not worried about whether or not Richard Gere is shoving gerbils up his ass. I'm thinking about doing my multiplication tables.
That started late 80s, early 90s.
Well, either that's
so you were probably still breastfeeding and diapers changed and shit. Worrying about the airplane coming in for like fucking carrots and shit.
Yeah, I did that to the ripe age of 5. No, I didn't.
And then at 4 years old, one of your other little toddler friends was like, "Hey, man, you hear about Richard Gere?"
Yeah, we all talked around the milk bottle, man.
Oh man. Yeah, that was a dated reference. I probably should have expected that you hadn't heard that.
Although again, like I said, it did kind of persist, but yeah, I can see you missing it. My apologies, dude, for my being so incredulous.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Hanging with Stabby too much. There's really not much somebody can say that's actually going to bug me. At least not by this point.
Well, apparently it's not common knowledge that, porn stars have problems with like acne because they get so many facials, and there's the testosterone from the semen is the culprit. Apparently that's not common knowledge. Because I whipped that out on a show and Dave was like, "The fuck are you talking about? Who knows this?"
I had no idea. Did you, Engelhart? Did you know that?
The thing is, I think it falls under one of those things that you've definitely said on a show before.
No.
Like really far back,
like way far back. It's like I'm sure that like that had to have come up at another point in time where facials were a thing. That's like that causes acne, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Like when you think about it,
yeah. Do you think you had heard about it outside of Stabby?
No.
Yeah, that's my point.
That is a very firm, no hesitation, no.
Stabby thinks all this shit he knows is common knowledge.
Oh, I don't trust it.
Akinara's video. I'm not sure. I'm gonna regret this.
This is something I'm not going to be able to Cincy. Oh my god.
Nope.
That's a big old no, sir. I am so glad. Like this microphone arm was right in the way. But all I see is like part of it, and that's all I needed to see. So
it's not the one with the worm and the nail going up the urethra, is it?
No. All I know is I saw some dude with a big old dick out, ready to like bang something, and I was like, "Nope, I'm out."
That's enough of that.
But he would like us to know that it had sound. He was very proud of it. So anybody in the chat who wants to click on that video and take a chance, you go for it.
That's like Russian roulette with like 6 bullets in the chamber.
6 out of 6 chambers have bullets.
Yep. It's like, time to play. Who's first? I go first.
You really wish they all had bullets.
Click, bang.
So I thought this was a
This
pretty
is
good thing.
bullshit.
Hold on, this is
Wait
a good
for
article.
it.
Man gives up sex for life to vape in a fedora.
What the fuck?
This is from the Valley Report.
Oh, damn.
In California, a 32-year-old man has accepted his fate as involuntary celibate to smoke an e-cigarette while wearing a fedora.
Probably a lot cheaper than getting laid nowadays anyway. Fuck it. A lot safer.
Yeah, no doubt. It started off as an accident, says the man. Women began distancing themselves when I started vaping in the first place. Then they almost disappeared when I started going up to strangers to discuss flavors and tanks with a cloud of crumble cake smoke around me. I found myself talking to no one at the bar about how uncredited those articles were about the potential dangers of vaping.
But look at this guy. You type in stereotypical hipster in the fucking Google, you're gonna come up with this guy's picture.
That's probably how they found that picture. This is obviously this is like an Onion style thing, but I just had to share it because I saw it and I was just like, "That's fucking great."
Damn, that's fucking great, dude.
Oh, the only friends I had left were pen pals or vape bros I met at the shop.
Vape bro.
That's all I need in your life. Some vape, bruh.
The one woman who didn't come around me anymore was my mom, who eventually had to get her friend to text me to leave her alone once I put the fedora on.
All right, yeah, that's definitely a fake.
Look how badass I am. Those glasses are not real though.
Oh God,
that's something I found like weeks ago. I just never found a place to like wedge it in there.
So here you are.
But you guys were lucky enough that I pulled it up today. That's the benefit of an unprepared stabby.
I appreciate your archive.
You said my link is fucked up. Oh man.
Oh, God damn.
All right, I got that was just so bad. I don't know, man. There is something innately annoying about some vapors, though. Like, not everybody. Some people are cool, but there are some people who are just like, fucking shut up about your fucking vape, man. I'm done.
Yeah, I think just talking about it at all is kind of the defining line. Like, dude, go ahead and vape. Just don't talk about it. Just do it.
Well, now apparently there's like popcorn lung or some shit they're finding out.
Damn.
Apparently the moisture in vaping constantly being in your lungs is really not good for you.
Yeah, who knew? Pneumonia and that kind of thing, right?
Essentially,
I guess that's different. But
issue, I think. Yeah.
So it's not that shocking.
Yeah.
Although it's probably still, I mean, is it actually like worse than actual smoke? Or
no,
is
it's
it
still not as bad as like cancer. I think.
Yeah, that's what I figured, dude. Like, I knew there'd have to be some issues breathing in that much fucking water vapor, but I figured it was still better than smoking.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no doubt at all. Yeah. See if I can find something on that, because I genuinely should probably know before I talk shit about that. Like, at least something.
Knowledge is overrated.
It's
not as entertaining.
Versus popcorn time.
So if you're wanting to
it's bronchiolitis.
Popcorn none.
Which is what it was okay, here's interesting. Okay, let me share this.
Okay.
Because it actually, the reason it's called popcorn lung is it initiated in popcorn factories. Or it initially started occurring in popcorn factories.
Makes your breath smell like popcorn constantly.
It was caused by the buttery flavored chemical in foods like popcorn, caramel, and dairy products. Diacetyl.
The $5
it was apparently linked to deaths and hundreds of cases of bronchiolitis obliterans, a serious and irreversible lung disease. So popcorn lung ain't small.
You ain't coming back, man.
Yeah, and they removed it from their products. And apparently, some flavoring of e-cigarette vape stuff got diacetyl in it.
God damn.
Wow.
That's rough.
So yeah, if you're fucking vaping, I guess make sure it doesn't have diacetyl. That is some crazy shit. Did not realize that. Is anyone really shocked though? I mean, they weren't really regulated at all. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of like Bayer Aspirin had that whole thing with like the cancer-causing shit that they put in their fucking aspirin for like a decade, and then when they got caught, they just sold it overseas because nobody else gave a shit.
Jesus.
Just waited to find somebody that didn't.
Yeah,
It's
when
like,
they were like,
hold
oh,
on.
we still got all this aspirin that gives people cancer, but you know, fucking Malaysia doesn't give a shit, so we'll just send it over there.
So Bayer has come up with cancer-causing aspirin and heroin. That's a good track record, guys.
Well, the cancer-causing aspirin was in the 80s or 90s, I think. Maybe even the 70s. It was a while ago. It's a long time.
Yeah, I was going to say at least the 80s. Yeah, yeah.
It's sort of like, I forget which paint company it was. There's a paint company that started using a chemical that was super, super hazardous and almost impossible to get rid of in their paint for years. And they ended up having to pay billions in fucking lawsuits because they used it. And at this point now, it's prevalent in like everything.
Wow.
Because there's really no way to just remove it altogether. So it's just fucking everywhere because of this paint company. I can't remember which one it was, so I won't just name a random one.
Mm-hmm.
But that was in like the 70s or the 80s too.
Burn it to the ground.
I'm not sure who it was, but it was totally Sherwin-Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, did you look it up?
No,
he's just being a.
That sounds right. I just, but it's also just a paint company.
Sounded so confident. I got a partial chode going on just because of that.
Oh man, and he's in the room with you guys. I don't know how long this is gonna last. I've only got 2 knives.
Hi, Stabby. Hi there.
Actually, this knife might be
It's gonna be a special mounting tonight, dude.
Yeah, it's a special episode of the Untitled Studios Chatterbox.
Yeah, I think this knife is illegal actually in California.
Allegedly.
Because it's got a little tiny bit of spring assist.
Ah.
But it's not straight out.
Yeah, it's not
I think it has to be straight out, and it has to have a little finger thing that you pull.
That's perfect. It's probably perfectly fine.
Let me tell you, that knife is so fucking sharp. Jesus Christ. I closed it on my thumb a little bit once and took like the top layer of skin off.
Damn, dude.
So Stabby is stabbing himself.
Yeah, and I'm still playing with the knife on a regular basis just because I can't stop.
Nice.
I know. You didn't think I would learn.
Would that be a KA? Knives Anonymous?
Yeah.
Knives Anonymous.
Although that does kind of remind me of my favorite redneck joke. I'm not calling you a redneck, but that did remind me of redneck type things.
You can call me redneck. It's all good.
And I don't know if everybody's heard this or not, but what's the last thing a redneck says before he dies?
I don't know what.
Hold my beer.
Hey, y'all, watch this.
That ain't wrong. I've been to many a bonfire with many a redneck. I've partied with rednecks a lot.
So, man, they're a lot of fun, man.
They're the best, man. You want people that won't fucking give a shit about anything. That's the guys you want to go hang out with. But then I'm in California, so maybe like it's different in other states.
Yeah, no, that's pretty. Well, I don't know about other states besides that, but here in Arizona, it's kind of the same, dude. I'm kind of like half redneck myself, to be honest. Like I'm not gonna fucking run them down or something.
Well, no, I'm just thinking because like in California, rednecks, you have like Mexicans and black people hanging out too. But I'm wondering if like in some other states where they get the rednecks, you don't have that multiracial hangout around the bonfire. It's just a white bonfire.
Yeah. No, here rednecks come in all ethnicities really, except not really black people, but yeah, you got some Mexican rednecks, you got some fucking Indian rednecks. They're all kinds. Dude.
Hey, you know what? As long as they bring cold beer and nobody's fucking being an asshole, it's all good.
Right.
It's all kosher in my book.
Hey,
so you say you're half redneck. Was your mom a redneck or was your dad a redneck?
Yeah, I think it's on my dad's side for sure. Him and his brothers were a bunch of fucking lunatics, dude. Yeah.
I know. Me and my friends at one point, when this is probably before I knew you, but me and a couple of my friends went out and took a couch that we found out to the beach. fucking lit it up and had a bonfire with it.
Nothing says a good time. Lighting furniture on fire.
Yeah, my buddy Dave came over and he was just like, "Hey, dude, I know where this couch is. You want to go burn it?" I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah.
So borrowed my dad's truck, went out with the fucking couch in the back, threw it off the cliffside of a beach, poured a bunch of gas on it, and threw down some you light the whole book on fire matches.
Jesus.
Threw that shit down, and boy, it went up good.
Yeah.
We didn't stick around. I'm pretty sure that wasn't legal.
Yeah, see, me and my friends used to like go out and start lighting shit on fire in the desert, dude, and trying to get a big fucking fire going.
See,
like
that's
literally trying to fucking commit arson, dude. That's pretty rednecky, I gotta imagine.
You got it, dude. That's what you do. You go out and light shit on fire, and then preferably you have beer with you because nothing says responsible like lighting big fires and drinking.
Yeah, it's a good time, man.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Was it
But the goal literally was to start a big ass like fucking fire, dude, like out of control fire.
That's always the goal.
Yeah.
It's not fun if you're not trying to do something that's crazy and stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been at bonfires, but I don't think I've like attempted to burn any large item to the ground or relatively small item to begin with. I have used fireworks to blow up an apple.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and I had a neighbor. My neighbor's dad used to mess with us a lot with like blow dart guns full of PVC, and made of PVC, and he put like cherries in it, and he was a really good shot. It was impressive. He would be at least 50 yards away, if not maybe 50, 60, maybe a little bit more.
Well, I'm thinking with a PVC blow dart gun, that thing is going to hit hard if you aren't close.
It's got some punching power, even from a distance. Like he'll be sitting on the porch, and this is long, like 10, 15 foot PVC pipe, and just like a railgun just like shoots little cherries at us, just like and crack shot too. Just like it was amazing. Oh, but I remember one of the times as a kid, like I was like hanging out in the driveway or just like bullshitting or doing whatever, just like probably chatting, and we see this apple like rolling down towards us. And I'm like, what? And it gets like, pretty close, like a couple feet. All of a sudden, it just goes boom, and apple goes everywhere. And man, I jumped out of my skin. You just see him laughing on the other side of the car, just like hiding behind it. He's almost on the floor. It was amazing.
That dude was a redneck.
The thing was, he was just like some old hippie. Like it was great.
Oh yeah. Definitely a redneck though.
But we live on through his blow dart days by my roommate had just made we each have a blow dart gun, like a little like 2-foot thing of PVC. He bought like a bunch of Nerf darts, and we've been spending the better part of this week just like shooting the crap out of each other.
There you go.
And so I have to like, if I know they're both home, I check my corners before I go outside my door. So open the door on the hinge side just to make sure, and just like poke my head out my door just to make sure I'm not going to get shot.
Oh jeez.
And always carry it around and a few rounds with me anywhere I go in the apartment.
That's a good thing though. You want to be aware of your situation. Situational awareness.
It's a good way to bond with your roommates. I tweeted about it like a couple days ago, but it was it's been fun. I might if we get really good about it and the rain slows down, I might try to make something. Might try to record something with it.
There you go.
Because we're trying to become really good crack shots with it. Man, that stuff's fun.
Oh yeah. Did I tell you the canned cheeseburger thing is probably a no-go? They want like
I'm $50
for 2 of them.
I'm just heartbroken.
Almost 60 actually.
It's I am so sad that we can't do the canned burger.
They only cost about $5 to $10 a piece, but the other $30-$40 they want in shipping.
Wow, fuck that.
And that was my thought too. I'm like, man, if it was like that they were $20 a piece, I'd be like, all right, that sucks, but they're probably not in high demand. But no, they're pretty cheap. They just want you to spend like $40 in shipping, which I don't fucking buy for a minute.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous, dude.
Are they asking
It can't be that fucking heavy.
Oh, that's why it's coming from. It's coming from another country.
Yeah, but I've gotten things from China shipped for like 10, 15
But that's
bucks.
China.
Same with Japan, with China, from France. I mean, it's not that expensive.
Shipping food?
Oh, well, these are canned food. Oh, you're right. Maybe it's some sort of weird customs charge because it's fucking food. No, because I bought some food from Japan not that long ago. These fucking plums, actually. And they didn't charge more than like $2 or $3 shipping.
That makes me nervous. Like, I don't know, ordering food from another country just
well,
doesn't sit right.
One plum is 42% of your daily value in salt, which is why I haven't opened it yet.
It's insane, dude.
I ain't lying. You can read it if you want. 42% of your daily salt value in one plum.
No.
The servings they suggest is one plum.
So that's
What is that? The pickled plums?
Yeah, pickled plums. I want to make onigiri, and that's one of the traditional things. And I was like, well, I could look around town and find a place or go on Amazon and buy like a jar for like $6.
So that means you will not have to put any salt in the dish because that is going to be more than enough salt.
No, that means I'm going to have to soak that thing like 2 or 3 times in hot water to make sure I get as much of the fucking salt out as I can. Put it in anything.
Put some holes in it, dude,
not
and let the water run through.
But of coals.
Yeah, that is a lot of fucking salt. I'm going to have to break out some like weird chemistry and fucking mix in some other shit to fucking attach itself to the salt and pull it out. I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, onigiri is super easy to make. I just wanted to make like a traditional one with the salted pickled plums. It's just a rice ball. It's not hard to make. You just fucking make a triangle rice ball.
And that's with the seaweed, right?
You don't even have to do that. It's just like a regular rice ball with nothing on it. It's technically onigiri. But you can stuff it with stuff. You can add like different kind of seaweed. You can add seasonings.
So there's one ramen place in Sonoma County.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
So I found one. It's in Sebastopol, so it's about 15 minutes west of us.
All right.
But it's the one place, and the onigiri there is amazing. I probably butchered saying that, but it's really good.
I'll have to go try it.
Yeah, even the ramen's not too bad. But I've had
well, ramen's always good. I mean, as long as they do good broth.
Yeah, I've had better. But it's pretty good for being the only place. It's not like you get stuck with the garbage stuff. It's like it's actually like, okay, if I'm stuck with this, I can work with that.
I'm actually kind of surprised there's not more ramen places around with like fucking. We got like 2 or 3 colleges not that far away, all around. You know, that's surprising.
You guys have a lot of Mongolian grill places there.
A what?
Mongolian grill?
Yeah, Mongolian grill.
There's at least. I want to say there's 2 different ones I can think of. I know there's at least one. I think there might be 2 Mongolian barbecue places.
Yeah, there's kind of a lot of them here, dude. It's really weird. Not in my town, but like up in Phoenix.
Yeah, we got a lot of sushi. We got like 4 or 5 places to serve sushi.
Yeah.
Sushi.
Yeah, they've got quite a bit up in Phoenix here too. There's actually even a couple of sushi places here in this shitty little town, dude.
Yeah, well, we got
definitely popular.
To sell you shitty sushi, but I mean like actual decent sushi. Right?
Yeah, an actual restaurant. You mean?
Yeah. We're in California, so there's all those pretentious grocery stores that have little sushi bars and shit.
Yeah.
You get it in like a weird little plastic container, and I'm like, I don't fucking want to eat raw fish out of a plastic container that's been sitting on a fucking store shelf.
There's one place that's actually pretty good because they do make it that day and package it that day.
Oh, okay.
They make it in the morning, and it's actually like.
I'm gonna guess that's Oliver's Market.
No.
Okay.
It's Pacific
Market. Okay.
So we're talking for people who aren't from this place. It's pretty much a nice little grocery store that's like near the rich side of town. So
yeah, I don't go there.
Yeah, near not where we live.
Yeah, not near us. Not on our side of town, for sure.
You know exactly.
Is it like a Whole Foods or is it not like a Whole Foods?
It's like a Whole Foods if you shrink it down to a quarter of its size.
Yeah, we have probably 2 or 3 different kinds of Whole Foods grocery stores in our city.
God
They're like all over the place.
Yeah, well, California, that kind of makes sense.
Oliver's,
I guess.
Trader Joe's, and I think there's actually a place called Whole Foods.
Yeah,
And then you said there's specific markets, so there's
paycheck.
4 of them, at least that I can think of offhand.
Yeah.
Man.
I would like going to whole paycheck, but I don't want to spend my whole paycheck.
Yeah.
So.
Well, 90% of the time, organic is horse shit anyway. It don't really mean shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you really want good,
it's usually pretty good quality though, man. I remember like their fucking organic Oreos are like really fucking good.
Oh no, some of the like pre-made, like the manufactured foods are better. I'm just talking like the produce itself really doesn't make that much of a difference.
You're not like getting godsend level, you know.
Well, you're getting
vegetables.
the same variety of vegetables. So if you go to like a farmer's market, you're getting different varieties.
Yeah.
And that's where you get like the really good stuff, because it can't make the shipping, you know, anywhere else but the nearest town. It's not going to make it to fucking Arizona if we grow it. He's pooping up his Jufro.
This thing is getting absolutely massive. I shaved off my beard, and apparently it just left my face and went to the top of my head.
You know what? Don't complain, man. Soon you're going to be looking like that on top.
Oh, hell no.
You're going to be a little bald spot going.
Not in a million years, my friend. Not in a million years.
That's what I said when I was your age. I just want you to know that.
You're not that much older than me, are you?
I'm 37.
Oh, okay. You're on the other side of it. Yeah, I guess you are. Never mind. You old ass man.
Yeah. Hey, don't worry about it. I still got a full head of hair, dude.
Yeah.
I'm 41, dude.
Well, you should.
Yeah, no, I can show it to you. I'll prove it to you on camera, dude. You want to see it?
No, I don't doubt you. I'm just saying you should have told him you were bald.
I've never seen Dato's face.
Yeah. No, I was only going to show you the hairline. I'm not showing you my whole face.
Well, he'll end up with a finger slip like what Classel had all those times ago. Yeah. He kept trying to cover Classel kept trying to cover his face.
Oh, with the fucking bandana.
And his bandana slipped on one of the episodes.
I don't remember that.
I think you might have stepped away, but me and Mike were like laughing our asses off because he's like, huh, he goes, whoop, he's like, oh shit. I'm like, oh, we got it. Gotcha, bitch.
Man, I miss that dude. I wonder if he's ever gonna come back. I feel like he's moved on at this point.
I doubt it. He's like, I'm sick of these old bastards, man.
I know his first name, I know where he lives, and I know where he goes to school. I could potentially find him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, go ahead and stalk him for a while.
Go stalk him, send him a Coke.
Yeah, if I did, I'd send him a bunch of Coke. That's true.
Because that was an ongoing thing.
Oh, I can honestly see he still can't stop laughing from when he saw it the first time.
So if anyone's actually interested, we've been doing these podcasts for what? God knows how long.
Oh, dude, I can know. Well, this is different regulations in Spain than in the U.S., but he says organic is the same as the normal one. It's just cleaned with water and a soft brush instead.
Oh.
Wow.
That's like the difference from when wherever it was that makes it when he worked. Like oranges and onions.
Huh. It's just cleaned more.
Well, one of the problems with organic that a lot of people don't know is they use old petroleum-based pesticides, and there's no regulation on how much they use. Because you can't mass market, you can't farm the way that they farm without using some form of pesticide.
Yeah.
But they're not allowed to use the newer ones that are actually safer for the environment and for people in general. So they use the old petroleum-based ones that aren't against the rules for being organic.
That's bizarre, dude.
Yeah, and so like there's a lot of runoff and stuff that really causes issues with other people's farms nearby and like livestock and shit.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah, gotta love those regulations, dude. They make a whole lot of sense, dude.
Well, some of them are bad. Some of them are nonsense. Right. What happened was basically the farm companies made them. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeesh. I think they could have updated that at some point.
Yes. Like, don't you love it when you can make your own rules?
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, people tend to not take advantage of that.
Why I spent so many of those overnights just watching movies all night. Although technically that wasn't really against the rules when I was working there. I wasn't truly violating. The only rule I was violating was I was bringing a computer to play the DVDs on. But I don't think they cared.
Dude, you remember the?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you finish yours, man.
I was gonna say we did used to play bocce at one of the places I worked, graveyard shift with a bunch of people on, but we produced so much. I don't think they would have really cared that we were spending like a good 20 minutes an hour just throwing around like bocce balls on the carpet.
You're playing like inside. You're playing bocce.
Yeah. We had these really long carpets that just ran all the way down one side of the room, so we just use those.
Right. That's crazy. Yeah.
When you have nothing to do at work.
Oh, there was stuff to do.
The things you'll do. Nothing to do.
There was no man.
Okay, then let me rephrase that. When you're lazy as shit at work.
Yep.
The things you will avoid work doing.
Well, to be fair, our output was twice day shifts.
Oh, damn.
So we put out twice the amount of product that day shift put out, and ours was all good quality. Everything worked.
So does that mean you're better workers, or they're twice as lazy?
No, it just means we didn't have management, so there wasn't anybody fucking harassing and fucking distracting and keeping us from getting work done.
Yeah. And it's amazing what you can get done without micromanagement, dude.
Without someone going up to come down and turn on it.
Well, the other thing that always would happen is people would always be freaking out about this or that shipment to go out that day. And so you'd always get distracted and switched off of like one product to another product back and forth all the time. And it would fuck with your productivity because you could never get in that zone where you're just cruising through one after the other. You're always just trying to get back into it because they keep pulling you out.
Yeah, they keep wanting to feel like they're doing something to justify their existence.
Yeah, because the place I worked, you could listen to like music on your headphones. So the fact that it was a repetitive task was fine because you were just like, playing whatever music, listening to a radio show, whatever, fucking cranking products out, testing them, making sure that they worked right, and tuning them up so that they did. It was super easy. You didn't have to think a lot.
Assembly line shit.
Well, because I've heard some places that do assembly don't fucking let you listen to music and shit. And I'm like, that would be hell.
Yeah. No, I've worked at jobs where it's really incredibly repetitive like that. And yeah, literally like an 8-hour day. It literally feels like about 15 hours, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, I've had like my headphones break once or twice, and it was like that.
Yeah, it's bad. I was even working with friends of mine, dude, and it still fucking sucked, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I can't even imagine.
I don't know how people do that for like years at a time, dude. I don't know how people manage to do that shit.
The fucking kids. They got kids.
There's people that do it for like 10 years, 20 years. Like they fucking do it for long periods of time.
I'm thinking they're like, look, man, I just got to get through this every day, and fucking that pays for my kids and my wife and my house. That makes me happy.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen to these jobs with the millennials that refuse to do anything remotely difficult. They're not millennials; it's even past that now. Generation Y or Z or whatever the fuck they call it. Like, there's going to be a lot of fucking people that are going to refuse to do that shit.
I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, a lot of these corporate people are having a lot of issue with the college graduates now because they don't fucking know how to read and write basic English.
Yeah, and they feel entitled about it.
Oh yeah, well the entitlement thing. I mean, it's not even about the entitlement. Like that's just like the cherry on the fucking shit cake.
Yeah.
The whole problem is they don't even have the basic skills that they need to learn to do these corporate jobs.
And you're talking about like college graduates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing, dude.
Well, I told you guys about the chick they hired to run the charities where I work, right? Like she would put out these fucking like flyers and stuff that were just full of grammatical and spelling and I mean just ridiculous amounts of errors. Like she could barely speak English.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like in college,
yeah.
Like in high school and college, do they like get punched in the dick if they use like a period or a comma? Is that what's going on?
I don't know.
Because it seems like people do not want to use punctuation for shit anymore, dude. You'll get like fucking 8 lines, 9 lines. There'll be like 1 comma, like in the second line, and then nothing.
Computers will do a grammar check, and it's okay. it'll miss a lot of stuff, and sometimes it'll correct things that aren't wrong if you don't understand grammar yourself a little bit. But I wonder if it's people relying on that, like relying on like spell check and like grammar check and stuff on their computer, and just not having to learn it.
Yeah, but don't
without the computer doing it.
Maybe, but it seems like. Wait, does that actually enter in punctuation though? Does it enter in periods and commas?
Yeah. Grammar check will like look for run-on sentences and stuff. Like it's pretty decent if you it'll catch
run-on sentences. Yeah.
Run-on sentences, or if you like accidentally type something twice.
Yeah.
It'll catch that a lot of times.
So the one thing, and I want to throw this out here. So I always want to bring up this point when people are like, kids today don't understand blah. Okay. Were they ever taught blah?
That's what we're saying. I don't think.
But that's the thing. It's like we're coming to this conclusion. I'm glad we're coming around to this part because this is why I'm bringing this point up, because usually the conversation doesn't go that far. They're like, I don't understand why they don't know how to do this. They need to figure it out. It's like, no, when you're a kid, you were taught that.
Yeah.
Well, you were taught like
I was learning.
It's because
what are they doing though? They have reading classes and English classes. What the fuck are they teaching them?
It's just more. It's probably. I mean, I have to actually like look into it, but I always just want to ask that question initially. But it's because I do wonder. It's like you are taught to read. I mean, you're taught to read and understand and comprehend, but how much does that stick? And then also, the reading a book in comparison to reading on the internet and reading someone's text and how someone texts, because we abbreviate how we text because you can't write in full on sentences sometimes in texting form.
Yeah, like my phone
isn't the same as if you're writing an essay.
Only allow 160 characters in a text.
Or even that, like you don't want to read a wall of text when you're texting somebody. You're going to shorten that up. You're going to break it down. It's not going to be potential sentences, or you're using letters, or
I get what you're saying.
You know, like stuff like that. Like the style of writing, which when you guys were younger, and even when I was a kid, wasn't there. Like texting didn't happen until I was in middle school.
True, yeah.
Like cell phones weren't a thing until middle school for me. And so like I didn't grow up, I kind of grew up with it. But it's more like I grew up learning the basics of like having to read and do that struggle. Yeah. But then I was
go ahead and finish up, sorry.
So like I was probably one of the last handful of people to actually like learn cursive.
That was what I was gonna say. Like I know they're not, doing anything useful at the time that they used to teach cursive. And at first I was shocked by that, but then I'm like, no, that makes perfect sense. Who the fuck uses cursive anymore?
I love using cursive.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I know how to do it, but it's not necessary nowadays. Other than your signature, like what the fuck when the hell are you gonna actually use it? When is the average person gonna use it?
Now. They teach people cursive just for their own personal signature. So that's all people learn it.
Like and it turns into a big old scribble anyways.
Yeah.
Like as you get older and older, because mine used to be like this perfect. I had my driver's license back when like I was 16.
Yeah.
And it was like this perfectly set up little like cursive writing,
exactly the same.
All this thing. Now it's like blur. This is like scribble, you're scribble. And it's like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Get it out. Get it out.
Especially when if you ever sign papers to purchase a house, your signature will get really fast, like immediately. You're like, how many things do I have to sign?
All of it.
Okay, this is my fucking signature. It's a half an hour of just constantly signing shit, dude.
For 12 years, just recently I haven't had to use my signature, but for like 12 years I had to like sign at least 10 to 12 documents a day, every day at work. So literally like I was signing stuff all the time at work to the point where my signature looks like a doctor's now.
Yeah.
It's just shapes.
Yeah.
There's no actual letters. Like it's just a bunch of shapes and some well placed lumps in the shapes, Now
mine's like the first two letters you can kind of make out, and the rest of it's just fucking squigglies.
It turns into like
you can make out the first letter on mine, to be honest.
It's like a smooth heart monitor.
Exactly.
I was about to whip something out.
Yeah.
So that's my signature.
That looks like if there was an earthquake and the Richter scale was going nuts.
Oh, let me see.
It's just an 8.0 that just hit Sonoma County.
That's a little better, I think. The bottom one there.
See, mine's a little more not coherent.
I'm wondering if I should get out the camera and show it because, like,
no.
it's fucking.
Let me show you my signature. Here's what I'm gonna add it with my social security.
Yeah, really.
and my current address and my actual name, full name. Just enjoy stealing all my credit cards and my money.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Be sure to include your mother's maiden name just for
and your password question.
I'm gonna put Englehart's address in the chat now.
You do not know my address.
No, actually, I don't.
Yes.
I think I used to because you used to live over by that store, but
that one store.
Yeah,
that store that's a very store.
I'm being vague on purpose. Settle down now. Oh, I can also see a different signature on his driving license, passport, and insurance. And
damn, dude.
Yep.
I had that for a little bit too. Like I still had my old ID from 16 for like the longest time. But then I was traveling and I had a passport, and my passport was up to date, more like with the current one, current signature, or something closer to it. And so I have this TSA guy looking at my passport and looking at my driver's license and giving me like this glare. It's like, no, dude, I swear to God, it's the same guy. I'm sorry.
You can see my original. That's not even my original like signature. That's just my signature.
Yeah, that's a little more scribbly, like understandable scribbles. His original one looks a little more.
My very first signature when I was a kid, it literally was the letters of my name. So 16.
I think that's just like the general progress of things. Like you think it's like I want to be legible so I can read it.
Of course, then again, now in California, you can't even get a driver's license 16, not a real one.
Yeah, it's all that provisional stuff. I got mine. I literally passed my driver's test 3 days before my 18th birthday. So like I didn't have any of that probational stuff.
Oh,
so it's like pass the test 1, 2, 3, and now I'm 18, so I don't have to worry. I can drive with people. It's
okay, yeah,
sweet.
I got that when I was 16, and like I think a week after I got my driver's license, my parents let me drive me and my friend in the minivan down to like Stanford, which is like 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away, to go see like a fucking what was the concert? It's one of the well-known ones.
Some DB Fest, I'm sure.
No, it's not Woodstock. It's not Woodstock, but it's like
a DB Fest.
It had like 9 Inch Nails and Snoop Dogg.
Lollapalooza.
Lollapalooza. He got it right. It was Lollapalooza. And yeah, there was a lot of fucking weed.
Yeah, no.
That place just fucking reeked of marijuana.
What? So you've allegedly committed a lot of crimes driving down to that place?
Nope. No, I was actually not. I was super straight edge at that point. Drugs and alcohol. I was so straight edge that when Snoop Dogg got on stage and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna smoke a joint. If any of you see the cops coming, take them out." Oh, I was all mad, like, "You're a fucking degenerate." You, sir, are a degenerate.
So this is like the antithesis of how you are now.
Yeah, no, I'm completely different now.
Yeah, he waited, and then his first drug experience was LSD.
Yeah, because I'm smart.
Yeah,
fucking insane, dude. I was scared of fucking LSD. I'd fucking like drank and smoked pot for a long time before I felt like I was ready for LSD, dude.
It was a lot of fun.
And this dude was like, "I'm gonna start with that."
You make it sound so weird.
Dude, that's a fucking hardcore drug. That's a fucking incredibly intense, mind-altering, reality-altering drug, dude.
And I bought it from some chick who was fucking her drug dealer.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, it was pretty funny. Like I bought a whole bunch, and then me, her, and the drug dealer dropped it. But then they took off because I didn't really want to hang out with them. To be honest, like that was not what I just was not something I was interested in.
You just didn't like those people, or what?
They were not pleasant. So the roommate. So I had 2 roommates for a while. Like I moved out at like 19, 20 years old, and my roommates. One of them was a good friend, and he was cool, but he's like a sociopath. So I mean, it'd be hard not to be cool with a sociopath. He wasn't like he wasn't like sociopathic in a negative way. Like he didn't try to hurt people or like.
What?
Well, a lot of sociopaths
I've heard what he's talking
control
about.
people. He just was like,
But
he just didn't understand why other
watch
people
do shit. And I don't know why.
But how can you be a sociopath in a positive way?
He was in a positive way. He looked at everybody as like these weird aliens that do shit, and he was like an explorer trying to figure out why the fuck people do things.
No, he's told me the story. It kind of makes. I don't know if positive is necessarily the right word, but not negative.
So many sociopaths are such negative people. Like that's why I say it in a positive way, is because he wasn't destructive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was sort of a positive. Okay, he wasn't a destructive, negative sociopath.
Okay.
Wasn't a bad person.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, how are you a positive sociopath?
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like such an oxymoron.
Relatively speaking.
Like an idiot man baby crybaby child. And like the kind of guy, he'd have one beer and then be the biggest asshole on the planet. He'd always say, I shouldn't be drinking. Like, nah, dude, the beer has nothing to do with it. And one beer is not enough to make you that fucking...
Yeah, that's an excuse to be the asshole you want to be.
Yeah. But at one point, we ended up letting this chick sleep on our couch for like $50 a month or something. And Crybaby Manchild, his really good friend who was, we'll call him Hick McStupid. And,
that's his Christian name. Don't be doxing people.
Well, Hick McStupid really wanted to fuck this girl that was sleeping on our couch who was fucking her drug dealer and lots of other people for drugs.
Did he have drugs to offer? Because it seems to be.
No, he had no drugs to offer, which is why I call him Hick McStupid.
Okay.
Because if he was smart, he'd have gotten drugs and offered her drugs, and then he'd have gotten a banger and got it out of his system and moved the fuck on.
Okay, for one, that is really messed up. That is very wrong. So many levels.
He was the guy who got so freaked out when I made like a gay joke that he jumped off the couch and like ran across the room to get away. Mm-hmm. Like we were sitting, not even like next to each other, like on opposite ends of the couch with a dude in between us. And I knew this dude was so like tripping on gay people. We were watching a Robbie Williams video, and I'm like, I'm not gay, but I fucked that dude in a minute.
Damn,
off the couch like somebody shot him in the fucking leg.
Wow. I'm trying to think about how much like me and my friends would joke about wanting to fuck each other. You know, like totally joking. Like that would have fucking freaked that dude out, dude. He would have thought you guys were the worst people in the world. Right.
Oh shit! Gotta burn down the apartment.
So yeah, on numerous occasions,
a den of sinners.
Get this chick to fuck in, and it was never gonna happen. He was just not interested, and he was just too much of a pussy. I mean, might as well have fucked himself. But all sorts of weird stuff would go on. Like for a while, she was sleeping in Crybaby Manchild's bed with him, but they weren't fucking, which was real weird. And then, like, I had to get up in the fucking middle of the night a couple times because, like, they would lock each other out of the room and get angry at each other. Like,
wow.
Because you're not fucking. Like, you can't, you guys can't handle this. This is not going to work. But I'd have to go fucking, like, pick the lock on the fucking door over and over because they'd lock each other out.
Jesus.
And just, like, it was just a weird situation. And the way we eventually got her to move out, or the way I eventually got her to move out, because the other guys were like, we'd like you to move. And she's like, I can't. And they're like, okay. So I just waited until it was a real fucking cold night and turned off all the heat and opened all the windows and doors. And then she was gone the next day. It was really easy. Although she took all the beer, which was funny because at that point, really the only person that drank anything was Crybaby Manchild. And he'd only have like one beer a week. But we'd thrown this giant party and had like 2 or 3 cupboards full of beer. And like the bottom part of the fridge was full of beer. And we were like, we can't just throw it away because it's beer. So we feel like we should have it.
No.
Nobody was drinking it. So it would just make like we couldn't use half of our fridge.
Yeah. So she almost did you a favor then.
Oh no, she absolutely did us a favor. It was a huge favor. We got 3 more cupboards and our fridge back.
She thought she was robbing you guys on the way out the door, and she was really just cleaning house for you.
No, yeah, it was the best like possible outcome. She didn't take anything valuable to us. Like the TV was still there. They didn't take the VCR, not even like a videotape or nothing.
Just took all your beer.
Just took all the beer that none of us wanted. It was great.
Nice.
It's like,
Win-win.
I'm sticking it to them now, taking all their beer. They're gonna be so upset that all their beer's gone. You know, like I just imagine like someone like sitting like peeking into the window, like waiting for one of you guys to notice.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, you open the cupboard and she's like, yes, the moment's here. They're gonna notice, and you're like, yes, it's gone.
Celebrating. You
It's
guys are
gone.
fucking celebrating it,
Dude, let's go to the grocery store and fill up our cabinets. We got the cabinets back again.
Guys. It really was. There were like food sitting on the counters and shit. We were like, all right, we can put it in the fridge and in the fucking cupboard. And
Awesome.
it was pretty nice. I know Crybaby Manchild was super thrilled because he could put like soda back in the fridge. None of us would, because Crybaby Manchild like would just steal everybody else's fucking stuff. Like he'd always drink other people's soda and eat their food. We all eventually had to go like our own fridges, like me and the other guy. Oh man, see you later, Akino. He's out of here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was a weird,
Thanks for sticking around.
It was not a good situation. I'm you know, it was a good first experience, but there was a lot of weird stuff going on there that I was learned about how stupid people can be. Cause like, what was it? That chick wanted to be like, she's like, we could, you know, share a mattress or something. We could share the bed, and I'm like, nope. And then what I eventually did, because like, I was sick and tired of fucking breaking the door down, was I had 2 mattresses, so I just put one of my other mattresses in the far corner of the room. I'm like, all right, there you go.
You can still lock each other out, right?
No, there wasn't any lock.
Wait, in the same room, or you mean outside of that room?
Fucker. I had no interest, so I was just like, whatever, dude. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, where did you put the mattress? Not in that same bedroom that you were talking, that dude's bedroom that you were talking about.
Oh,
right?
no, I put it in my room. I put it over in the corner of my room because there was just like a bunch of fucking empty space.
Okay.
Gotcha. I was just like, I don't want to wake up at 1 a.m. when I have to go to work at like 5, and for like half an hour deal with some hysterical fucking idiot, whichever one of them it happened to be at the time, angry because the other one locked them out for whatever the fucking reason was. I don't even remember any of the reasons. I just remember that they were stupid.
Yeah. they all came down to sexual tension. Essentially.
Pretty much. I think they should. Well, this Crybaby Manchild was all about this other chick who was not into him at all. It was really sad. Like, he took her on a weekend-long vacation in New York, all expenses paid, and like didn't get any, and still was like after her.
Wow.
She left this fool crying in the middle of the fucking street in New York, and she just went back to the hotel room and left him there.
Yeah.
And he was still after her.
Jesus,
like,
dude.
That's definitely one of those scenarios to take the hint, man. Take the fucking hint. Like,
yeah, I'm glad I got the nice guy fucking used by chicks thing out of my system. Like by the time I was like 15 or 16.
You know, I should say, to be fair, he was like 21 at the time. So I mean, he was super young. I mean, everybody got to go through that kind of shit, I guess.
yeah, and it's like you learn to either if it's the person trying to like toting you along, but it's also for the person to like not put yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
Like, you learn as you get older, you're like, you know, like don't put somebody on a pedestal that much if you're into them, because then you can't, you know, like you get to enjoy the person more, like as like
person, and the other
not
way,
as
you're
a
just in love
figment of
with the
attraction.
idea of the person, not the actual person.
Yeah,
which is creepy as fuck if you're the one that's that's in that situation.
Yeah, the one that they're idolizing or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Idealizing.
You're that one. Yeah, it's real creepy.
Yeah. Like, dude, I'm just a person. Fucking, yeah.
And just like if you're like going on a trip with somebody, like hopefully it's not just for the sake of like, hey, I hope that we do this, I get laid. Yeah, it's like, hey, let's enjoy fucking being where we're at, kind of thing. First, I would hope that he wouldn't invite somebody all expenses paid trip just so like hope I can get some.
There's a lot of people like that, but I gotta say, man, if some chick wants to take me to New York and she's bought us a single hotel room with 1 bed, I'm gonna have to assume that she wants something out of that.
That's definitely a conversation I might end up having just for the sake of Sure, you should like a definitely a question like, are you sure you're cool with that? Like, that's a little.
This chick
if you don't know them all that like
was wandering around the hotel room in a fucking wife beater and panties, and like shared the bed with him, but never fucked him.
That's fucking up.
For the whole weekend.
That is some teasy fucked up bullshit,
like
man.
At night when they weren't out, she was in just like, and you could see through the shirt and shit because there was pictures.
Jesus.
All right, so the whole thing was fucked up. It wasn't all him. I'm just saying, like, to be fair, I like to make fun of the guy, but it wasn't all him. Although he did end up fucking crying in the middle of fucking New York on the street with hobos giving him liquor. They were like, dude, you get another girl, it's gonna be all right. And I'm like, at that point, you really should have fucking moved on. But he didn't fucking move.
Yeah, that right there.
It still continued to get used.
I think her
at that point,
liked him.
Okay, we're dipping too far into this fucking story.
Sorry,
we're too far in the rabbit hole, man. Too far in the rabbit hole. Let's leave.
They were both legal.
Well, yeah, still, but it's like let's leave the crybaby where he lies.
Yeah.
He was a weird.
The story's not that compelling.
I'm glad I got to know him. He was a weird dude, weird, creepy, kooky guy. Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm just really glad that none of my roommates have any sort of drug addiction.
Well,
at least in the harder
either,
sense. Or
fair,
aren't super crybaby.
Like, but the thing is, your roommates are friends, right? They're people you knew before you moved in together.
I knew. Well, one of them was an old friend of mine, but I kind of knew the other one.
Yeah,
so
I
spent most of this last like year and a half getting to know this person a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I mean, we get along, but we are not the same kind of person.
Okay, so you kind of
and I find ourselves kind of like at a loss when it comes down to conversing with people, like with conversing with each other, because this is almost hermit style introverted, which I'm totally down with. That's perfectly fine. But like when you have to try to converse with somebody like that, sometimes it gets a little difficult. You know, especially when you live with somebody like that. It's like, hey buddy, how's it going? Cool. Makes food, leaves, closed door. It's like, all right then. That's all I saw you for the next. And then like, and the thing is, like, I'll go off and do stuff. I go off and do dance events, or if I'm just doing like weekly thing, or if I'm hanging out with friends, I'm out. Like, I wouldn't see that guy for like 4 days. And I'm like, okay, does he think I'm not? Think I'm dead? Is he dead? Is like, did something happen? Like, and it's like I've had plenty of weeks where I sat there and it's like I have no idea if this fucker's home.
You need like a system of bells, right?
Yeah.
Where every once in a while you just go ring the bell, and if he rings it back, you don't call the cops to check if there's a body.
Exactly. like a legitimate thought passed my mind when it came down to. I was like, I don't know if he's okay. Like, I actually asked my friend, like, you know him more than I do. Is he okay? Did he like text you or anything? I don't know. This is a legitimate question.
Any proof of life.
Yeah, I need a body, damn it. You gotta supply me with the body.
Oh my god. It's like a rear window, but it's in your own fucking apartment.
Yeah. It's been good. Like it's gotten slowly better, but like early on it was like that.
That's like the ultimate roommate though. I mean, unless he makes a big old mess and then just hides in his room.
That kitchen gets thrashed all the time. He's a great cook. He cooks amazing food, and I get to eat it, and it's awesome. Yeah, except for every once in a while with this pizza, you know, he made this like whole grain dough pizza. So it's not like your usual like pizza dough.
That would be tough to make that come out anything like a normal pizza.
Whole grain or a whole wheat pizza. Like
that's always
going
to come out with like ketchup on bread.
And it was actually pretty good. Like, and it was like the lactose safe cheese, like because he's lactose, so he has to like be really safe about that.
Okay, and it wasn't soy cheese though. It was just like cheese with the lactic acid.
I have no idea.
If it was soy cheese, you wouldn't have said it was good.
Like it was mixed with a lot of different stuff, and he made a few of them. And one was like it had like leafy greens on it and some onions. And an egg, a fried egg. Okay. Little weird. I gave it a shot. It wasn't too bad.
I would do
that. I will not sponsored, but definitely approved, Angle approved. Valentina hot sauce
Okay.
is amazing.
It makes even fried egg on
Screw
pizza good.
Tapatio, screw Tabasco, Valentina hot sauce.
Now, does it have that vinegary taste? Because that's the one part I can't stand about hot sauce.
I don't. It doesn't really taste all that vinegary to me.
Because like Tabasco is super fucking vinegary.
Yeah,
although I like Tabasco. How about like Red Devil? Do you like that, Stabby, or not really? Like Red Devil or Louisiana
hot sauces.
How about Louisiana hot sauce?
Louisiana. I've probably, that sounds familiar. Like I've probably tried it.
Yeah, it's vinegary, but not as vinegary as like Tabasco.
Well, I don't think there's much that's as vinegary as Tabasco.
Again, I don't normally like vinegar stuff, but I actually do like Tabasco.
Dave Murphy says, "Go to fucking bed." Lol. Not my mom.
Yeah, remember we're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
West Coast?
West Coast?
That's true, yeah.
But no, you can put that sauce on anything, man. I put it on my eggs, I put it on pizza, I put it on fucking meat, I put it on salads. Like it's just a nice, it's like a perfect kick. It doesn't it will kill you if you're too liberal with it. But you know, if you put a little bit on there,
I used to snack on like jalapenos. It's not going to be too spicy for me.
It's good.
Yeah, I'm going to try it. Valentina, you said?
Valentina. We get the big ass Costco bottle, man. The thing's it sits like a liter size.
Nice,
but it's tasty. But he had that, and with the sauce on it, tasted just fine. But then he had another one that I think he had used it to cook in it. He cooked the meat. It was like a sausage pizza. That thing was ungodly spicy. Like I was having issues. That's like sinus clearing, you know, when you have that like congestion. You're like,
is that the right name?
Yeah, perfect. It's like, you know, you're like a little stuffy, you need to clear out, you eat something like that, and it's just like a total flush of everything.
Oh, I've done that.
Like I was eating that thing, I was like, I can't close my mouth. I need all of the milk. Like we have no milk. I'm just like just crying in my seat at the dinner table.
Ice cream works or bite of lemon.
Yeah. Yogurt works really good.
Or also bite of lemon.
Okay.
Or you can like swish your mouth out with vinegar. Sometimes that'll help. Or baking soda.
Oh, that sounds that last one's a bit rough, man.
Baking
soda, you mix it with like a little bit of water, obviously. I didn't think about
that. Like just swishing baking soda sounds not fun.
Oh, you know what? If you really have bad heartburn and you don't have like fucking Tums or anything, you just put like a half a teaspoon of baking soda and some water and drink that. It's bicarbonated soda. It's the same shit.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, I love the spicy mustard. Chinese restaurant spicy mustard. Dave Murphy in the chat talking about that shit is good. I love that.
I like the sriracha, man. I used to buy that shit like way before. I don't know why the craze happened.
And then somebody took it and gave it to the neighbors, and so I don't even get to try it.
Wow. No, it's really good on like egg rolls and shit like that. I don't really like it on much else, but on fucking Chinese food, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. It's kind of like tangy ketchup in my the way I think about it. Like it's not quite hot, like too hot, unless you probably get maybe a much spicier version. But like the typical bottle I see, to me, it always just tastes like it's like a nice little flavor of ketchup puts ketchup, which I'm sure like people who really like sriracha are telling me to go fuck off.
Yeah. I only liked it on Chinese food and that, but I could also use Red Devil or Louisiana hot sauce pretty much the same way.
Sriracha on tacos?
No, dude. No, the people have done that, dude, and I'm like, dude, that doesn't appeal to me at all, dude.
Oh, you know what I really like? I don't know if you guys know Panda Express, like the really cheap, not really Chinese food.
Yeah.
They have red, spicy hot sauce stuff in packets you get.
Yeah.
I love that. Like 2 or 3 of those packets and like some fucking chow mein.
God knows what that is.
With some spicy mustard. Oh yeah.
Just use the spicy mustard. That's tasty.
But I
Dude,
like
you know what I used to
chili
love?
pepper stuff too. I was like making hot. It's gotta burn.
Dude, I used to love the hot sauce that the KFC would give out with their hot wings.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've ever tried that.
Good, man.
It's
Like
pretty close.
Good.
It's pretty close to the Louisiana hot sauce, but in my opinion, it's just like way better. Yeah, I used to get that to clear my sinuses and shit whenever I was congested, dude.
That
I would
makes
just
me
like
think
I
we
would
just
drink
got a
that
Popeyes
shit.
in town that I still gotta try.
So
Popeyes. I fucking love Popeyes, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, I haven't tried it. And it's like 5 minutes from my house. I gotta try it.
Yeah, I get it. Dude, their mashed potatoes, the gravy in their mashed potatoes is fucking fantastic, dude. I love that shit.
So Dave brings up ghost peppers.
Oh,
Those
things.
Jesus, dude.
I would be. I've tried that, and it just hurts.
It just hurts.
It's like you're like, okay, this is. Oh God, oh it's burning, and it's still burning. It's getting worse. Oh my God, why is it getting worse? Like that's all that is. Like
I wonder though.
It's almost like I think I'm dying at this point.
Yeah, it's at some
I used
point,
to eat jalapenos like in snacks.
but
so I don't
jalapenos
know,
still have like a
that,
flavor. Like it's hot, but there's like that flavor to it. Like I feel like at some point when it comes down to spiciness, it just turns into a challenge. It's not like flavorful anymore.
Well, I feel like you could work your way up. Like I used to eat jalapenos all the time. I wonder if I went and started doing that again for a while and then worked my way up to those Scotch bonnet, I think they're called, or
Scotch bonnet. Bonnet scotch?
Scotch bonnet. They're little red, sort of bell pepper looking, but they're tiny.
Oh, okay.
They were the hottest pepper for a while, and then the ghost pepper came around.
And it whipped its ass.
Habanero pepper.
Oh,
and then work your way up to like habaneros, and then like maybe you can handle the ghost pepper, and it wouldn't be that spicy though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you kind of have to. You kind of like slowly, ruin your gut.
Yeah.
Hey, when you're talking about the jalapenos, are you talking pickled or are you talking like fresh jalapenos?
Oh, either way. I mean, I can eat fresh ones, but the pickled I like better.
The pickled they taste better, but the fresh ones are hot. Holy fuck, dude! I remember eating like a bunch of those, like they were pickled ones, and they're definitely way hotter if you eat a fresh jalapeno.
For a while, I was super into just making things as hot as they could possibly be.
That's just I just end up being dropping some rebels. Like that's all that's all I end up doing if I end up like eating something that's just ridiculously spicy. Like that's in there. That's uncalled for.
Coffee does that.
Right. See, the thing is, I've worked on my coffee addiction.
Yeah,
like I've worked that tolerance up. Like that definitely sticks around.
Yeah. No, I used to love. I put jalapenos on almost everything for a very long time because I love that fucking taste. But yeah, the heat never really got to me. But I love that fucking taste still.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember like one meal I made. And this is something somebody else told me. I don't remember it this way, but I was bright red and like sweating and crying all at the same time. And like constantly wiping my nose because my nose was running. And this was, my brother tells me that that's how I looked, and because he looked over and he was like, "Dude, are you all right?" I'm like, "It's so delicious."
Dude, that's the same way I felt about my ex's. Her tata made fucking this salsa that was so fucking good, but it was so goddamn hot.
Yeah.
And dude, his own sons, none of his sons would eat it because it was too fucking hot. Like one of the first times I met them, like I'm eating it like crazy, and they're like, "Dude, isn't that hot?" Like even her tata was like, "Look at this fucking white boy will eat this shit, and my own sons won't eat it." Right? But I was like, "Dude, it's hot, it's burning, but it tastes so fucking good. Like I don't want to stop eating." You can
always drink a little milk or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and milk, yogurt, any of that kind of dairy shit seems to do it.
Anything with dairy fat in it will work because the fats will sink below the capsaicin and block your tongue sensors, something like that.
Yeah, it kind of breaks it up somehow.
You don't want to just drink it all at once. So that's the thing I see people do in videos where they eat those ghost peppers.
They just chug it,
and they just chug the milk down, and they're like, "I'm out of milk and it burns." I'm like, "You're stupid."
Yeah,
you're supposed to run
it across your tongue.
For a while.
Yeah. Apparently, yogurt works really quick, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I got told by somebody that lemon works really fast too because it overrides the spicy with sour.
That seems weird. That's the last thing I would think of is to put something like citrusy.
I could be lying.
Yeah, somebody could be fucking with you, dude.
Yeah.
You actually did it, you dumbass. That makes it worse. That would be a horrible thing for somebody to do.
So this wasn't exactly spicy, but we talked about sriracha, so it made me think about it. It reminded me of a meal that my girlfriend would make. That is, she would take meatballs and it was kind of like a sriracha honey mix.
Ooh.
And it is just straight crack.
Sounds really
good.
Like
I had to stop because we were trying to get a bunch to take to a party.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I'm trying to not go through half of those suckers before we even get out the door.
Right.
And she's like, how many did you have? I'm like, I don't know. I lost count at 8.
Oh, you're my worst nightmare. That's for whatever reason, and I know it's so fucking dumb. I cannot stand people eating stuff while I'm cooking.
Oh, they were done.
No. Like I just like if I'm cooking something and I'm not completely finished with every single bit of it, or especially if it's for something, I get really upset when people eat it, and it's dumb. Like
you mean eat what you're cooking?
Ridiculous. Like when people want to have like some cookie dough or something because you're making cookies.
Yeah.
It really bothers me, even though, and I recognize that it's stupid.
So
cookie dough for sure.
We'll do a cooking with Stabby, and then while he's doing that, I'm just going to systematically, like always, eat every.
I've trained myself to the point now where I can not like flip out on people.
Oh, we'll push that button.
I want to see you in a Guy Fawkes mask, sneaking around and sneaking food from him when he's not looking.
If you guys if I'm like it's all planned out, I don't think it would really get to me. I think you would be like super disappointed.
Well, that's why we just do the first part. I'll have the mask. I just won't tell you.
So some dude in a mask in my house all of a sudden eating food. Yeah, that's gonna work out.
We'll test that. We'll see, Stabby. We'll see.
I'll make it work.
See how okay you are with it.
Yeah. Well, my concern at that point won't be the food. What the fuck is this
Intruder!
In my house?
Oh, hey,
well, I'm in a kitchen. What are you talking about beating with me? There's a whole fucking set of knives. Yeah. We got like we got two blocks full of knives.
We'll have a
like a this guy LARPing V for Vendetta? What the fuck's going
on? Oh, the lemon thing is true. Same with vinegar, wine, tomatoes, and even pineapple will all help to kill spice.
And make your jizz taste fantastic.
That's the pineapple for you.
Pineapple.
Yeah. That one at least. So probably any citrus then, I would imagine.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, well, probably. So like orange juice would supposedly help too.
Yeah. Didn't say yogurt though? I heard yogurt was like really good.
Yogurt does too. I didn't look that up.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah, and sour cream is also good for that. You know, like we know that dairy works. We know for a fact.
Yeah. All right, just making sure
about the lemon thing.
Yeah, it seems like it wouldn't. It seems like it would make it worse, but I guess not.
No, apparently its acidity breaks down the alkaline of the pepper.
All right,
that makes sense. Oh, it looks like Engelhardt is ready to go. So
biochemical engineer guy,
giving you the fair warning, I guess, at this point.
Yeah,
a couple minutes, and Engelhardt to be on the way out the door, running away.
God damn it! Although it is pretty late.
Yeah, I stayed a bit later. I haven't been on for a couple weeks.
Yeah, true.
And so I want to stay a little bit later.
Oh yeah, that's true. We didn't get to talk about how much we love Logan Paul and how it was fucked up how he got so much shit talked about him, or Jake Paul.
Yeah.
No, it's Logan.
Yeah. Oh, it was Logan.
It was. Logan.
Yeah, it was messed up, right? Like he caught a lot of shit. He really shouldn't have. Me and Stabby have been talking about it.
So in the means of the internet, or in the timeline of the internet, this thing has so much dust on it, it's not even funny.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, this guy that was. I think that was one of the things. I didn't hear about like the whole I didn't actually watch the original video.
Oh yeah.
I watched someone had pulled it and shown it. Like kind of like a re-upload.
Yeah. You gotta what's it called? mirror it.
Yeah.
Somebody mirrored it.
Actually, I don't think it was that. I think someone just actually just straight up swooped it.
Jacked it.
Yeah. And so, like, for like, that's just, wow.
Yeah.
You guys have, I don't know if you guys actually, have you talked about it at all?
No, I was saying
bit.
that we figured you couldn't actually.
Yeah.
We were thinking it would be funny if you were actually going to defend him.
Completely missed it. That's what he's trying to say. Where he was going to say we supported Logan Paul.
Oh.
And you just went right by it. So they're like, trying not to just crack up because like I want to hear what you're saying, but at the same time I'm also thinking, damn it, Dave Paul planned that out and was so wanting to do that. He just did nothing.
I think it's something that's it's just too ridiculous.
Oh,
like there's a lot of bullshit that we come across.
Oh yeah.
That you bring up that you're like, haha, you know, like kind of like jokingly agree, but it's just something that is so ungodly stupid.
I can't believe he did that, to be honest. Like, and
that's coming from you.
Why would you think that was going to work out well? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's this one thing, because this is something that I definitely did want to bring up, and I talked about it with some friends of mine beforehand. When it comes down to a lot of people that I've come across, like with security work and stuff like that, people who usually take medication or at least psychiatric problems.
Oh yeah,
right.
There's a break in logic. There's like this jump where you're sitting there like, you go to through this process of how you think someone would think. Going like, okay, this person got to B through A, or got to D through A, B, and C. And it all links together. It's like, there's that logic. I can see it's not the same way I do it, but they got there. That's how they got there.
Yeah.
Right.
Moments where you sit there and you go, A, B, we're at Q.
Yeah.
Like, why is Q there? And then you're at Z. And you're like, but there's this for some reason, there's this jump in logic.
Yeah. Well, it's the delusions that you're not aware of. You know, like it's voices and
if you put actual thought into that jump in logic, it will never make sense. Like it will never make true sense. Like, because in his logic, that was okay. And no way of trying to get into that way without being a total douchebag.
I've had people who are on medication be able to explain to me what happened, and then it makes sense but I'd never have been able to figure it out myself.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, the voices told me, and I'm like, oh, okay.
But see, then that's something that breaks logic.
Yeah.
Because that's not how logic works.
No,
that overrides.
I never would have figured it out.
Because it's like, I would have never been like, dude, I just filmed this dead guy. I should upload it. Like
Yeah.
I was laughing.
No, for one,
I thought it was hilarious.
That was already the first step to know when you're like, I just filmed this dead guy. Like,
yeah, I've physically prevented people from killing themselves. I'm not like, I'm never gonna be okay with this guy.
That's the other part where, like, when it came down to like either you guys agreeing to it, like, how we totally support it. Like, I know you're bullshitting. Like, it's too extreme.
It's too much.
Too extreme.
I can see.
Like, I'm not even gonna acknowledge it. Like, that's so full of shit. Like, I'm not even gonna acknowledge that. All right, fuck you.
That is not that's not like a scoop of bullshit. That is an entire quart of bullshit. Like, you go to the grocery store, you see the giant things next to the ice cream, but this one has bullshit in it. Like, that's.
You don't think we're big Logan Paul fans?
Oh, God. And I did watch that video in its entirety. And
man.
Wow.
Does the body actually spasm? I keep hearing, like, I've heard a lot of conspiracy theory bullshit about, like, it was fake. You could tell because the body was jerking around, and somebody was like, no, those are cadaverous spasms. That happens after death.
For one, like, I don't know, like, to see that in its reality, is kind of a side of the world that no one should have to see.
It's
like, I've handled my fair share of dead bodies. I've handled people on ODs and who are on drugs and who are clinically depressed, who either want to commit suicide or actually tried.
Yeah.
And having conversations with those people.
Oh yeah, that's dark sometimes.
And it's dark. It is a it is a horrible horrible truth.
Yeah. No, I've spent a good chunk of, especially like my mid to late teens, early 20s, pretty regularly suicidal, dude. So no, I've definitely been there, dude.
So to see that as a means for entertainment,
yeah, it's fucking brutal.
Is disgusting.
It's so fucking incredibly insensitive, and well, the dude's a sociopath. Like, if I don't know how much you know about him, but like, he treats everybody like shit and treats everybody like fucking, you're on this fucking earth to serve me. Like, that seems to be his attitude about everything.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. Like a really negative, functioning sociopath.
If not that, then it's just him not caring so much that there's no limit to how much he doesn't give a shit about something.
Yeah.
It's like a combination. But this will be super edgy, so I'm gonna do it because reasons.
Mm-hmm. Like, it just doesn't care about anything.
It's like, dude, I'm gonna go buy some, get animal style burger, double, quad burger because reasons. Like, that's the reason. That's the extent you take that kind of thought process, because you don't.
Yeah, where do you go?
Part you cannot.
How
give
do you
a shit
get
about,
from like, I'm gonna see how many like In-N-Out burgers I can eat to like
I'm gonna try to
the worst moment of somebody's life, essentially.
Somebody who has family, dude. My niece actually offed herself. I guess I can kind of mention that because nobody knows who I am in real life. But my niece actually hung herself about a year ago.
Damn.
Successfully, committed suicide. So yeah, it actually does hit me. I fucking, I already hated that guy, so it's not like, it just got worse. Like, I already look at that guy and I'm like, dude, there is nothing going on in that fucking head of yours, dude. Like, you can see right through the back of your fucking skull, dude, to your eyes.
And I get his style of entertainment. I did a little homework and watched a few of his crap, watched other people's takes on him and stuff like that to like get a good idea of like, okay, who we dealing with. And he is that kind of really dumb, kind of dumbed down entertainment, but it's loud noises and lots of stupid jokes and stuff like that. And to some extent, that is okay entertainment. That's okay.
Yeah, well,
there's nothing wrong with the way
I don't like it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad.
Yeah, and it's it might not be somebody's taste. He's not the. Before this, he's not the best person in the world, not by a long shot.
Oh yeah,
but that
it is scary that he has 10 million fans, dude.
Yeah, like
that is fucking terrible.
I'm sure he gained subscribers off of this. Like, let's be fair. As fucked up as it is, I'm sure he made net gains off of that video. Sadly, what's kind of despicable is that, to me, a little bit, is that YouTube has shut a lot of channels down for way less.
Mm-hmm.
And they really didn't do anything to him. I think maybe he got like a strike.
They delayed it their reaction was very delayed.
Well, I think they might have given him a strike, but in all honesty, I think at that point you delete the channel.
I don't, and so this is
at least suspend him from uploading for a couple of weeks.
This is the one thing that I was looking into certain reactions to is which way you do it, because I've had people, I've had YouTubers that I watch that personally get affected by it because of they have ties to Japan and what they put on their channels. So it affects them personally, and then when it comes down to YouTubers in general, how it affects them, because you have somebody like he represents a part of YouTube, and so he in turn affects everybody.
Well, my thing is, I just want it to be consistent. I'm not about punishing him specifically. I'm just like, I'd like to see some consistency. If you're taking all these other people out for nothing, this guy really did do something wrong. You should probably at least there should be like a strike, or
because there is conversations of like he should lose his channel, he should be suspended, I think when it comes down to it, to not delete the channel. It's not. What he did was absolutely the worst.
Yeah, absolutely delete the video if he hadn't already. But,
yeah. The thing is it was after they deleted the video after 6 million people viewed it.
Yeah, and it wasn't even YouTube.
To be fair, the amount of content that goes on YouTube and messages they get, I can understand it taking that long, especially a channel where he's got like 10 million subs.
But the thing is YouTube didn't take that down.
Yeah,
he did. Oh, he took it down first.
Because he started getting a ton of hate. Go figure.
Yeah, you think?
Dude.
And so,
anybody think any of his apologies were sincere? By the way,
I think the second one, when they probably took the first one, and I'm sure the reaction was, "You can take it and shove it up your ass."
Yeah.
Not verbatim, but actually probably somewhat verbatim. You know, it's like because it was very his character.
Oh, yeah,
okay. It was
hashtags on it and shit. Yeah, hashtag Logan. Fucking.
And so, like, I will. The second one should have been the first one. It was a video one.
Think the second one was sincere. I think someone else wrote that for him, and he fucking acted it out. I don't think it was sincere at all. Even the second one.
For the flip side of it, and like I said, for the flip side of it, I would be somebody that would write something down to make sure I convey it and I stay on track about what I want to talk about. Like, you know, when you do a video, like a lot of people script their stuff out, at least roughly, to stay on track of what they're trying to talk about, to stay, to like, just try to, here it is. This is, you know, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I have to say. End the video. Like that, I will look past the whole.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with if he scripted it out, or even if someone else did, I wouldn't have a problem. I just think he was insincere in the whole thing, dude. I don't think either apology was sincere.
I think it doesn't.
I think he's a sociopath who doesn't fucking think he did anything wrong to this day. He's mad that he's upset that people got upset at what he did, but I don't think he to this day thinks he actually did anything wrong.
And either way, it's how he could fade it. Like, you know, he's trying to get. Because his fan base had a huge backlash to people that are shitting on him.
Yeah.
And so they were fighting for him. And so it's like, whether it's sincere or not, the way he put it in his apology to try it, he's telling his fan base to not
defend him. Yeah.
Not defend him.
Oh yeah.
Like, no, it's true. He definitely deserves some credit for saying that, even if it wasn't his idea.
Putting that in there
yeah,
is still thoughtful enough in my book that he's, whether he thinks it's okay or not, or he got caught doing something stupid and now he doesn't know what to do and he might be backpedaling, something like that, something along those lines, that you can't tell unless you really try to pick his brain.
Yeah.
But it's more along the lines of, you have a chance to say something, you cannot say something, or you can definitely say something. You know, it's the way he did it. Like, I wish that second one, that video one, was his first and only.
Yeah,
because it would have made me feel.
If he was smart, that's the way he would have gone.
Yeah, and that should have been it. And because that would have painted the picture of a little more of like, oh crap, what have I done?
I'm kind of surprised. Like, he has to have handlers that would tell him like, hey, no, don't put that out. But maybe not.
And that's the other thing I was watching videos on. It's like that brought up that exact thing. It's like, you know, I can understand him, him and his, like an idiotic thought process. But he's not the only one editing.
Yeah,
the people around him. He's not by himself in the woods. He's with a group of people.
Yeah.
So they're either just as dumb as he is.
Well, isn't Japan like filing criminal charges or something?
I haven't jumped on yet, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Did you hear about him throwing like Pokeballs at like police and shit?
Oh yeah, it's a 3-day stint of this crap.
Yeah,
him just being absolutely the worst kind of person, super foreigner, like touristy foreigner.
Thank you for making Americans welcome in Japan, Logan Paul.
that's like, and I can understand being a little bit jokey, but like for the most part, it's a different culture. You show respect for that culture because if
he had worked it all out and it was all scripted beforehand. Like the cops,
and the cops
that's kind of funny. All right, whatever.
He in all of his videos, he was stopped like twice for filming.
Yeah, no. I'm saying if he had done it it had been worked out beforehand, I would be okay with it. But Obviously, that's not the case. So.
Yeah, the fact that he thinks it's okay to throw the fucking Pokeballs at police, dude, like that blows my mind.
Yeah,
dude.
he actually did that.
In the U.S., you just get shot.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised the guy like laughed it off. Like I actually watched that video, and like I'm surprised the officer laughed it off. Like he just kind of looked at him, he's kind of smiled a bit. It's like, dude, you're an idiot.
I think the only thing that makes sense to me is that's probably a relatively touristy area. And so the cop is just like, I've dealt with these idiot fucking Americans all the time. I'm just, it's my job.
They're going to be more lenient.
Not
overreact and beat the crap out of this loser.
He needs a good ass whipping though. That's every once in a while. I think he needs that.
I thought the same thing about Tom Green, to be honest.
Tom Green?
Tom Green was a shock comic from way, way back in like the 90s.
Okay.
No,
and he would do shit like chase people around like dead animals.
Wow.
He was. You should look some of his stuff up. I feel like you don't see it. It's real hard.
Yeah, it definitely got really disturbing, dude. Yeah, like although that one where he was, like at the what do you call them, carnivals and shit, where you shoot the water in the clown's mouth and it blows up the balloon or whatever. Like he had one. You know what I'm talking about, Hearth?
Sorry, say it one more time. I was reading the chat.
Oh shit! People are still in chat.
No,
shit! We got other people. How did fucking notice here? Well, anyways, at carnivals and shit, you have like that thing where you shoot the water into the clown's mouth and it fills up like a balloon or whatever. Like he was at one of those. Tom Green is at one of those, and basically at the start, every single time he would turn around and start shooting the attendant with water. And it was a black chick, like a big black chick, dude. And he did it like 3 times. And finally, the 3rd time, she fucking smacked him, dude.
Oh, you're talking about Tom Green?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would do shit like that. Yeah. Or what was one of the things he had, like a smoking thing that he would like trap people in?
Jesus.
And like fill it up with cigarette smoke?
Yeah, I don't know. I never saw that one. But yeah, he did a lot of weird shit. Like, he definitely needed somebody to tell him
on the side of the road.
Yes, dude. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
or his parents, he thought it would be funny to get a giant block of ice and have a carving of his parents having anal sex in their front yard.
Okay, wow. All I know is
you never heard of that?
Did. I whenever I watched like a little bit of it, I'd be like, I would just punch him in the face.
Yeah, it's like
I don't think anybody would blame
get his ass beat more.
Yeah, no, his parents literally almost shut they were so fucking mad about it. They almost shut the show down. They almost got the show shut down, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He put a fucking thing of them having anal sex in their front yard. Of course, they almost shut the show down.
Yeah, dude. Not that show, but I mean, like his whole fucking career, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. That dude was fucking nuts.
But
yeah.
But Logan Paul, the way you guys describe Logan Paul, it sounds a lot like Tom Green to me.
Yeah,
and it's never been my kind of thing.
It's a the part is it's like you always wonder if it's a character. You know, like some people
with Tom Green, it really was.
Like it's like this is a character, but this is what I am outside of that.
Yeah,
like when
I think Logan Paul is more or less being himself.
Yeah, well, Tom Green has moved on. He does like regular stand up, and he has like a podcast, and he's a real normal guy.
That's the one thing I would hope, and this kind of reality check going like, oh crap, my character like me doing this with my characters like it just went way too far.
I think I think it's very little character, and it's mostly who Logan Paul is. I hope I'm wrong, but
unfortunately, I feel like that's where that's going.
It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah,
and that's not good.
Well, I mean, what are you gonna do, man? I mean, these kind of dudes are gonna keep making it on YouTube and doing this shit.
And the part is, it's like I would really just want. If it's going to be something like that, you know, if you demonetize somebody who's already that popular, and if you demonetize somebody he was like a child star, so he already has that kind of money.
Yeah.
And so he like a decent amount of money, but it's just like.
You demonetize that video, you don't necessarily demonetize everything they do. You know what I mean? Like.
But either that or.
Yeah, you can suspend his
channel for 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, it's like close it out, but you know, here you're shut down.
You don't allow them to upload for a month or two.
But then also that's what I was saying. It's like you could upload videos, but you strike a chance at making money off of it.
Oh yeah.
In a way where he can still do what he does naturally, or do what he does normally for his whatever he does, so he doesn't just go dead for 6 months.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't get money.
To be fair, saying shut down the channel is a little bit of a knee jerk on my part.
So but he's also, you know,
he's also
more shit that like, it's not the first time. Again, he also like doxed Post Malone. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one, but he basically, he basically showed where Post Malone lived. He found out Post Malone like ironically purchased some of his merchandise, and he convinced the merch company to give him the address of Post Malone, and then went and filmed it and filmed the outside of the house and everything. So pretty much anybody that wanted to figure it out could easily figure out where Post Malone lived. So it's not like he's new to doing fucked up shit. Whoa!
Sorry, I got
all right?
Say something to the chat real quick. Like, what's up, Joe? Why are you retracting all your glorious like Bible faces, man?
What the hell was that, dude?
I don't know. He went off on some weird tirade, putting all these weird Bible quotes up, and then just retracted them all.
Oh, I thought you did that.
No, that was Jehovah's.
Okay.
I don't fucking delete people's stuff in the chat. I will never delete people's stuff in the chat,
right?
Unless it's literal spam.
Are you sisters ready? Are you sisters ready? Okay.
If it's literal spam, like where somebody's trying to fucking sell like Hawaiian vacations and shit, or like
that's going in the trash.
Then I'll fucking get rid of that because that's not a real person. That's just a bot.
Oh, this is getting interesting. So you're gonna kick this back. Do you want to, Harth? I don't know if we should drag you in anymore. I didn't mean to bring that up. I didn't think that was going to hold you up, man.
No, that's all good. I actually really wanted to talk about it. I just thought there was too much dust on it by this point.
No, nothing is ever too old for us to talk about.
That's
sir.
True.
Or too young.
Or too young.
Sorry.
And on that note, I need a
Jesus, dude.
Too far apart.
Fucking stabby.
Stabby taking it too far again.
If there's a way to take the joke to an unnatural conclusion.
All right, so on that note, I'm gone.
Okay. All right. But, thanks for coming, Harth. I appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah, always. I'm glad I got to do this again, and hopefully I can actually keep it regular.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Well, if you drink enough coffee, it'll stay regular.
Later.
All right. On that note, we're gonna mute for the count. I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right. I'll interact with the chat. It seems like it's getting interesting.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, I'm going to read your messages, Jehovah's Dragon 3, because I got nothing better to do. Okay, so you had, are you sisters ready? There's no hell, only annihilation, lake of fire, symbolic for annihilation. The Trinity is for losers. The Holy Spirit is not a person, but God's superpower, no intelligence. The bride of Christ, next message. The bride of Christ will slaughter billions of babies to start his 1,000-year reign of the Christ. Okay. No flesh will survive. Armageddon, dum-dums. Rapture is demonic teaching. Wake up, zombies. Repent, cowards. The kingdom of the baby killer Jehovah is near. Nuke Israel. Make the world a better place. All right. Burn all Scientology magazines. That's the next one. Burn all Jehovah's Witnesses propaganda. Burn the Book of Mormon. Burn the Qurans. Burn this channel. Jesus Christ, dude. All right. No, I'm with you on the burning this channel. I mean, it's fucking pretty worthless, to be honest with you. Yeah, what else? What else do you want to see burn? Is it the whole world? You want to see the whole world burn? So I'm kind of with you on that, and I kind of want to be, like, partly responsible. You know, I don't need to be the only reason why the world burns, but I want to feel like I played my part in making the world burn. So... Are you with me, Jehovah's Dragon 3? Because I'll help, dude. I'll do my part. Come on. Is this somebody's sock account? Is this fucking Akinaro's sock account? I suspect this is Akinara's sock account. Jesus will burn this world and resurrect his Jews. Wow. Jehovah's Witnesses rape little children. Is that... Google United States Jehovah Witness investigation. All right. United Kingdom. Oh, Google United Kingdom Jehovah's Witness investigation as well. Okay. All right. I'll try to remember that. I'm writing it down. Okay. So for just list the countries. You're doing the same thing. All right. Canada. Oh, that's different. Google Australia Royal Commission Jehovah's Witnesses. Okay. All right. Now, I want to be able to go back and play this, so I think it's important that I read the messages because, you know, the chat, you can't really go back and see. Although if you want, you know, you can comment after the video's done, you know, go back in there and redo that. You know. But you raised some interesting points. You know, it's definitely stuff to talk about. Although, again, I still suspect this is Akinaro, a sock account of Akinaro's. Yeah. But maybe not. Could be Geek. I could see Geek doing that. Yep. All right. Google Jehovah's Witnesses banned in Russia. 666 in the chat, boys. Gang, 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 gang. I also, that brings an interesting point. I heard that it actually is 616, that it was kind of a mistranslation. I know the 666 allegedly matched up to Nero Caesar, but I also heard that 666 is not the actual number. It's actually 616. So I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I just want to throw it out there. You know? Decepticons, we're all snakes in the garden. He's still going, dude. I read everything he said in the chat, dude. Again, I have a suspicion, although not a strong one, that I could see Akinaro doing this with a sock account, but I don't think it actually is that. But I
you know what it is, dude. They're having fun. Everybody's having a good time. It's all good.
Yeah. He says, Decepticons, we are all snakes in the Garden of Eden. All right, that's the name of the fucking Autobots enemies and Transformers. So I don't know if he did that on purpose or not, but I'm Maltheist, Maltheist, Maltheist. I believe God is evil.
I just want to know why he keeps retracting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm leader of the former Jehovah's Witness movement. No, I'm leader of the former Jehovah's Witness movement. Congrats on the freedom of speech test, weirdo. Fucking awesome, dude. Maltheist, I've never heard that, dude. I've never heard that phrase. So it basically means I believe God is evil. All right. That's interesting, dude, because that's not out of all that crazy shit. No, come on. Don't start deleting it now. Come on. What fun is that? Although I said them all. I literally said every single one of them, so...
Okay.
Yeah. Are you kidding? We've got somebody watching, dude. I don't know if you look at the count there, but we don't get that many.
Nobody's gonna fucking report you or any of that kind of shit.
Yeah, that's why I said congrats on passing the freedom of speech test. Mr. Theist. Sky Daddy issues. You do indeed have Sky Daddy issues. I thought I had issues with the God there, but man,
sweet Canada Dry Ginger Ale.
So did Jehovah's Dragon 1 and Jehovah's Dragon 2 already get banned? Is that why you're on Jehovah's Dragon 3? Is that why you're Jehovah's Dragon 3? Is that what's going on? Because again, you figure you have 3 other ones, just Jehovah's Dragon. And then Jehovah's Dragon 1, Jehovah's Dragon 2, and now you're on Jehovah's Dragon 3.
Unless he took off.
Right. No,
one got banned.
One got banned.
I love this shit. This is hilarious. Your McAfee antivirus subscription has expired. If your devices are unprotected, they are at great risk for viruses and other malware. Purchase now to maintain your protection.
Why would you let Jehovah's Dragon 3 know that, dude?
Or buy. Well, I have antivirus. It's just not McAfee. McAfee just comes with every fucking Windows computer.
Oh, right.
You might as well not have antivirus if you have McAfee, to be honest. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's not the best by any stretch.
I gotcha. Yeah. Although, the dude actually did bring up one point. The Malthus thing, thinking God is evil, like the God of the Bible, is not that far-fetched. Hitchens was pretty solid on that. I was thinking about Hitchens earlier.
I would say that fucking that makes sense. In all honesty, like the God of the Bible is pretty fucking evil. How many people did he kill because they just didn't agree with shit, you know?
Just wiping them out. They got too evil. I'm sending the flood. Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting God is love and hate. God is love and hate. Sorry, there's two is's there. Right, two is he's going the other way with it. So he's got Jehovah's Dragon 3 now. 2 is waiting when this one gets knocked off. So he's counting down. So it's going Jehovah's Dragon 3, Jehovah's Dragon 2. 1. Okay. Maybe it's like a countdown thing.
I don't know, man.
But yeah, no, it's like I said, Hitchens made a lot of sense because he was like, he would talk about how people would be like, oh man, I wish God was real. And he was like, dude, I am glad that God doesn't exist. Like, this eternal motherfucker watching you constantly. You can't even escape after death. Like, that sounds fucking terrifying. Again, beyond all the
that sound a little disturbing.
Yeah, beyond all the fucking shit that happened, like especially in the Old Testament, you know. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, so do we want to get into the drama stuff now that we what do you call it? Oh,
now that Hearth is gone and we don't have to bother him.
We won't be talking about stuff that he has no idea of.
Right.
I don't think he would object. I just, he doesn't really follow any of that shit ever. So
I'm not sure I want to follow it much longer, dude.
Yeah, it's getting pretty ridiculous. I just let it fucking fester.
Yeah. I kind of want to forget all these people exist, dude. Getting to that point.
Hey, you're like where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
You've reached the level of fucking not malaise. Fucking, I forget what I call
apathy.
It. Yeah, apathy, where you're just like, oh, these people are just so fucking grotesque. Well, what's really funny was the one you had me listen to that you showed me with Styx
Sargon?
Styx and Styx and all those people going over the shit on Tonka's show.
Right.
I thought it was fascinating how do they not recognize that the level of benefit of the doubt they were giving to Styx is what they should be giving to everybody?
Yeah, or not giving it to Styx, but yeah, ideally,
it's just so inconsistent.
It's like, to everybody.
It's like, this person deserves the benefit of the doubt, and just some random shit that somebody's saying shouldn't just be believed because.
Yeah, but then especially Andy. Although Tonka was really what actually was calling Styx out, especially for the fucking saying he wanted people to fucking report the video.
Oh, Tonka was flipping shit for a while, but Tonka, to be fair, was one of the people in the beginning who was saying, "Hey, look, I don't think we should."
Yeah, jump to
any conclusions. So was Worski, to be fair. Both of them were really like, "Hey, now let's not jump on this. Like, just assume that everything you're saying is true bandwagon here."
Yeah.
But I gotta wonder if that's a sudden like lightning strike of true intellectualism, or if it's just it's our friend. So we're not just going to believe about our friend, and you're not our friend. So I
don't think
but Styx is like Worski's friend kind of thing,
right? Oh, and even Medicare, and
And so, I think it was a case where like the friend thing was what kept them from just jumping immediately into like Styx is guilty territory.
Yeah.
Because I've seen them try to accuse people and less, and just go after people with much less like evidence whatsoever. So I mean,
although they did kind of start out with the Styx is guilty kind of fucking vibe, dude.
I just thought it was like, how can you be so fucking oblivious?
Yeah. Before what?
I just was like, how can they be so fucking oblivious to like how many other
Yeah.
people they've just fucking destroyed?
Yeah.
Who's,
Vilified.
who they've vilified and who they they've negatively affected that person's career.
Yeah. Yeah.
With their fucking random accusations. Not as much Tonka saw as Worski. Worski's much more well known. He has more power in that realm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just like,
yeah, not waiting for it. Although he did say something like that about that they did that at one point, where it was like they were talking and Tonka told him, "Hey, wait on this," and he actually did, and it turned out to be bullshit. But there's been way too many times recently where Andy has just gone off and assumed the truth on whatever side he decides is, whether it's mostly because it's a buddy of his or somebody he has an unnatural reverence for. He fucking just goes off and blindly accepts shit negatively and doesn't wait for shit. So I really hope that's changing in this case. That would be fucking nice. Although, again, he has done quite a bit of damage.
There are a few people who I genuinely wish would file lawsuits.
Yeah.
For slander against like people like Worski and other people, not just Worski, but and a lot of other people who sort of jump on that same bandwagon.
Yeah, actually, even Sticks, man, because they did. I mean, I get why he was pissed because the fucking accusation of being a pedophile. Yeah, I understand.
He gives a shit about,
extremely fucking angry, dude. But
false accusations of pedophilia is. Well, even then, to be fair, technically, that's hebephilia. It's not pedophilia because it's like 15, 16. But still, it's that kind of, that's the kind of taint you don't want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I understand why he was pissed. And I even kind of give him a little credit for or not credit, but benefit of the doubt on I think he was still really fucking furious when he said, "Hey, I want my fans to go flag the channel." It's still fucked up.
It was fucking ridiculous how Tonka overreacted to that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, I think it was way over the top. Like I would have been like, "Look, man, I've been fucking having your back. I keep saying that we don't have any real evidence, so why don't you come on and talk about it instead of making weird threats? That's not cool."
Yeah, but again, if he
actually starts screaming, "Law's a bitch made fucking move. You're a fucking bitch." Blah blah blah. Like, fucking grow up, dude.
Yeah, and it was in the chat, so that is kind of I get what you're saying, but
just fucking tell him like, "Hey, look, man, I'm gonna tweet you the link. You can come on and defend yourself. There's no reason to fucking start talking about flagging. That's not cool. You clearly haven't. You don't have the whole story here."
Although it was weird that it took him a while to actually just come on. Like, I don't know why he didn't come on a lot sooner because he was in the chat.
Probably because he was thinking. He was probably thinking that this was like because you heard him say like, "I didn't even know what this was."
Oh, right.
So like, probably because he was thinking this is some fucking left-wing psycho group of people out to fucking defame him.
Yeah, that's been happening
on Twitter. Told him that's what he was saying. Like all the people on Twitter were telling him, like, "Oh yeah, these people are just trashing you right now," and so he just immediately jumped to the conclusion because he's been getting this shit from some of these other people, and this is clearly an extension of that similar kind of bullshit.
Yeah. Although I don't know if I'm misinterpreting what he was saying, but it seemed like he is going to. I don't know if he just wants to join forces with the alt-right to fight these people that are doing the allegation type.
I think that was just anger. I don't think that was anything legit.
Yeah, because I was like, you can't because it almost sounded in a way it could be interpreted as I'm going to be alt-right now because fuck you guys for being so fucked up to me. And I was like,
he doesn't. I mean, he's been so consistent on not wanting to be really lumped in with anything in that respect. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, super, I guess that's why it kind of worried me. But I think he probably just got really mad.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, if you guys are going to fucking be this shitty, then I'll just join the alt-right and see how you like that. Kind of like, sort of like, thumbing your fucking nose at him, biting your thumb at him, essentially.
Yeah. It's tough because, typing shit out. You can't tell.
And Twitter is too easy to jump onto when you're super angry. Like, look how many times I fucking trolled Tonka I mean, there's a couple times when I've been like legit, like going at him. Like this most recent one, definitely I was going at him. But there's plenty of times where I just trolled the shit out of him before, and he just freaks the fuck out.
Yeah.
He just goes off, and it's hilarious. And it's like, dude, seriously, man, like get a little self control. But I think
he does
Twitter
it a lot. No, he definitely does a lot.
Freak out, easily.
Yeah. It was Zeph for a while, and now it's this Pasquale LaRue guy. I forget his name.
I don't even know why he bothered with Zeph and Liz and all them. Like he would have been better ignoring the whole fucking group. Like who cares?
Yeah, I told all of them, dude, because I was still watching a lot of their shit back then. I'm like, dude, why don't you ignore him? He's obviously wants the attention. He doesn't care if it's negative, positive, whatever. Like you're kind of playing into his hands. But again, I would tell pretty much all of them that. But yeah, I don't know, man.
I would
he seems to just react that way, and I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's. Yeah.
And then if he started admitting to doing illegal shit, I would consider, depending on the situation, like reporting it to the police if I thought there was something actionable.
Right.
Oh, sorry, I should have muted that. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I'm usually better at that. I'm trying to be better at that. I can clear my throat like on the mute. But like there's a lot of stuff he's done that's probably illegal, but he's never really admitted to anything in such a way that the police could really use it, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like I don't think there would be any successful case so far. But I'm just saying, like, I would pay attention insofar as like if he made enough of a mistake to openly admit to something that like the police could use, because he is violating the law in a lot of cases with like the doxing and hacking and stuff.
Right.
Then I might be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna let my local popo know and say, hey, look, you may or may not be interested, but this is just crazy shit I'm seeing online, and you might be interested in going after this kid.
Yeah,
putting to this hacking and stuff.
Really bizarre, dude.
But other than that, I would ignore him. There's no point.
Yeah, he's gonna find someone else that is gonna react. Like if you just don't react to him, like you don't give him the attention.
His fucking arguments, they don't make sense. Like he doesn't understand how logic works. So
no, he's definitely incredibly delusional. Again, I think that's what I found so fascinating about him. Like him as an entertainer, he's incredibly boring. Like he's fucking not entertaining at all. But as a person, I find Zeph fascinating, dude. To be that
I would love to sit down to lunch with that dude. He's a fucking crazy motherfucker. I bet you. Yeah,
he's so delusionally arrogant, dude. I find that so fascinating. His perception of reality versus everyone else's perception of reality is so far off, dude. Yeah. It's fucking amazing, dude. Again, that's also why I want to watch the fucking Laura Loomer and Medicare thing, dude, because it's going to be spectacular, dude.
That chick is nuts. Laura Loomer's out of her goddamn mind.
Yes, dude. But again, I think she at least sexually harasses a shitload of people. I don't know if it goes to the level of rape or whatever, but nowadays, what doesn't? But
all I know is it's going to be entertaining. That's what I want to see. I want to see Matoker doing his typical stuff. And I'm not a huge fan of him anymore. I used to be a much bigger fan, but just lately he just jumped on the bandwagon of just this dumpster fire of fucking monkeys standing on like the opposite sides of a fence, hurling shit at each other. It's like, all right, that's fucking awesome, I guess.
Yeah, but he's also been really, I mean, you've seen him cut clips of people that deliberately make them look like they said shit that they didn't say and making them look bad. And I never noticed that before. I don't know if he did that on other videos.
It makes me wonder about all the rest of the videos too, like how accurate is any of what he said and how much of it is just bullshit.
Yeah. So,
you go to like the stuff with Sargon and him. God, they were.
Did you ever watch that? Did you watch that video?
I watched that a couple times. I watched the part you told me, the part that was clipped out, and then I went back and watched the whole thing over again, like the whole like original clip.
Right. And there's a lot more than that, by the way. There's one that was like 55 minutes long. I just found one
that's what I went back and watched. Yeah, I went and watched the whole original stream.
Okay.
The whole stream was like an hour and something. And I watched after I watched the clip that you showed me.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
Like, I knew there was stuff I wasn't picking up the first go around, because the first go around I was like, well, why is like Sargon's up his own ass a lot, but
Yeah.
Some of the stuff he was saying is perfectly logical, and Matoku was taking exception to it and making fun of it in such a stupid, ignorant fucking fashion.
Yeah, that's what I found really interesting.
Oh, you're individualists, but you're in a collective. Like, what are you, fucking 5? Do you not understand how that works? Like, that's how fucking states and federal work in the United States.
Yeah. Well, it seems to me that he thinks anybody that actually wants to try to make a difference is fucking retarded.
So there's partly that, but I think the real root of it, because that's why I wanted to watch it more than once, what it really comes down to is I think Matoku is genuinely an anarchist.
Yeah.
Like, I think he operates under this delusional thing that he thinks that people working together is a bad idea and that everybody should just do whatever they want, and then that's the best way for everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't think he understands how that doesn't really work, and it's not really possible.
Yeah, is he? I hate to fucking throw this out, but is he actually autistic or something?
I don't know.
Because I don't. I've heard him say he is, and I've heard other people say he is, but I don't know if that's like a joke or a fucking meme or what.
I think it's a joke. I don't think he really is. I think he's just like he's misled himself to the point where he thinks anarchy is realistic and possible.
Yeah.
Like the Gamergate thing. Like, I'm not a leader. Nobody should be a leader. The beauty of Gamergate was that it had no leader. It's like, but that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because then you can't say that these people who are pretending to be Nazis and trying to smear Gamergate aren't part of Gamergate. Like there's just, you cannot have an effective movement that does not have some sort of leadership eventually.
Yeah.
Organization must at some point occur.
Yeah, even if it's not a leader.
Yeah.
You know, fucking committee, whatever the fuck you want to do. But yeah, there's got to be some people in charge, figureheads.
There are certain circumstances through history, very rarely, where people have spontaneously all agreed on stuff. Yeah. But that's extremely rare, and it's much more a case of circumstance than a case of planned out situations. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Although I've put forth this theory, and you can shoot it down probably, but I really think that he wanted to try to make a difference with Gamergate, and he feels like he failed
I'm
at
not shooting your theory down. I'm not saying you're wrong about that. No, I agree with that.
All right. Yeah, it seemed like he got really hurt by that, and he's overreacted and overcorrected, and now he's like, again, actually, you mentioned the anarchist thing kind of makes sense. He's done such an overcorrection from the fucking pain of failing at that, or feeling like he failed at it.
Yeah, I think feeling like he failed at that, because I think Gamergate made a big difference in a lot of ways.
Yeah, although game journalism was still pretty shitty, but I think most people know that now, and I think that's a big.
The victory is that people are aware that you can't trust game journalism, and it's shown in the way that these games that used to make a whole lot of money, even though they were just garbage to push political agendas,
right? A
lot of those games tank now.
Yeah.
So they're not making the money that they used to make. So clearly Gamergate has had some positive effect.
Yeah, it definitely made an impact. It certainly couldn't be called a total fucking victory, but Jesus Christ, man, you guys made a fucking difference, man. They made a fucking difference.
Take the part of the win you can get. You know what I mean? Like just because you didn't win, 5 million% doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy the 30% you did get.
Yeah, you actually affected change. I don't think you realize that. I don't think you realize that at all, man. And that's why he's so fucking bitter and angry of that
success.
Yeah, Sargon was right there too. Yeah.
Sargon really gained a lot of his following in Gamergate, and I think that was, and it was also part of what I think drove Sargon to really wake up and start making his videos, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And so and Sargon's done a lot of good too. Just because he's getting all fucking weird now doesn't mean like he's getting a little too full of himself.
He's up his own ass. Yeah, he's up his own ass. I definitely agreed with that, dude. Yeah. But he's also willing to take the fucking mantle. I don't think he's as hesitant to do it as he claims he is, but I think he has a little hesitance about it, even being up his own ass like he is.
I think
I think he'd rather have Medicare fucking be the one in charge.
I think I was gonna say I don't think he wants to be in charge. I think he looks at it and says, "Look, nobody else is doing this. Somebody has to step up. If I don't do it, then I can't complain that no one's stepping up because I'm not."
Yeah, and
I think that is a reasonable way of looking at it.
Yeah, no,
I agree with a lot of his other shit, but
I'm kind of surprised he didn't do it before now, considering how long the shit's gone on, and the fact that most people have considered him the de facto leader, whether he thought he was or not. Yeah, and I don't understand the fucking what do you call it? The anarchist shit from Medicare is just a little weird. Like, yeah, we'll fucking do it. You know, we'll just fall under the caliphate and like, dude.
Well, that was the defeatist stuff. The anarchist stuff I'm talking about is when Sargon of Akkad is talking about individual rights is primary because individuals, like if you give individuals rights, then you don't have to worry about group rights because group rights. Then you have to be concerned about, well, who counts as one of the groups that gets rights and who doesn't.
Right.
Whereas if every individual gets rights, regardless of any other thing, then you don't have to worry about anything else. So every group will have rights.
It's the main fucking flaw in the fucking ID politics bullshit. It's this group rights shit, you know, because I fall into this category, I should get this special treatment. Like, no,
but that doesn't make you a collectivist. It doesn't make you a collectivist if you're working together with people who have similar ideas to accomplish a common goal.
Yeah.
That's not what collectivism is. And it was incredibly obtuse and disingenuous of Medicare.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if it's obtuse,
but you're working as a collective. Okay, but you're not a collectivist. Okay.
Yeah.
No, they're not, because those are two different
videos because... Well, Sargon basically says that, right? He basically says essentially pretty close to what you just said. And I've seen videos where they're like, you know, putting in other shit, like saying Sargon's full of shit. Listen to his nervous laugh. Like, no, I think he's genuinely perplexed by Medicare's attitude of you're stupid and retarded for trying to affect change.
Yeah, and also for just calling out stuff that's real fucking basic as though it were stupid and unreal and untrue. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because there was a lot of that stuff where it's like, look, not everything Sargon said in that video is correct, but there were a lot of stuff that Medicare was calling out that was just real basic shit.
Yeah, it was really bizarre, man. Yeah. It's like, again, I don't want to. I've used words like afraid and terrified for Medicare, and it's probably really unfair, but something's preventing him from wanting to make that effort.
Well, at some point he went from being somebody who was like, hey, we can actually do something here to fuck it all, watch it burn. I'm a nihilist and fuck all of you.
Yeah. It's really disheartening, you know, because he's doing shit like taking down fucking free speech events and fucking, you know, fucking people that don't really deserve to be fucked with, like Sargon, dude.
Yeah.
Well, Sargon deserves. Again, I unsubscribed.
Sargon needs to be shaken up, but the way Matoker went about it was that's not going to have any net positive effect.
Yeah.
You know, I doubt Sargon is going to look at that and say, well, maybe there was some criticism there that I need to look at, because they were just basically shitting on him. Like, or he was just shitting on him.
Yeah, sorry, the main message was
because I also watched the part of the debate with Styx and Richard Spencer and Sargon, and that was just fucking ridiculous too.
You hadn't watched that before?
It just came out a few weeks ago, right? I just didn't watch anything because it was on Worski. Just thought I was like, I don't want to fucking watch Worski's channel. But then I was like, you know what? I kind of want to see.
Yeah, no, I don't like watching. You know me. I'm pretty sure I hate Worski more than you do.
Oh, you
I think that's pretty much a given. But no, with that, I have to watch it. You know,
like, I'm like 2 hours in.
Yeah, no, it was pretty.
2 hours in, and
although, dude, it's one thing I noticed is Sargon. You get him flustered, man. You get him angry. He is worthless in a fucking debate, dude. He is almost worthless.
Once he loses control, he's fucking obnoxious and insufferable. And
well, here's my question.
Points.
Here's my question. Do you think Richard Spencer deliberately attacked him to get that response out of Sargon?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
I wasn't sure. Because I really was like, he's telling him he's stupid and not as smart as he thinks he is. Just to get him
Sticks
pissed off.
really tried to save it on multiple occasions so far, and I think
Sticks are great.
I'm 2 hours in, and I think Sticks has kind of given up at this point.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Although has he already asked the question of what's going to happen when the people don't just agree to leave and that kind of shit? Has he already asked that question?
Yeah, he asked that question.
Okay,
but I think he's
that's
given up on
the only question. The only question that really needed to be asked, in my opinion, that was essential. I mean,
at this point, like he's given up on trying to get Sargon under control, and
I gotcha.
That's what I'm talking about. Like he's tried so many times to keep Sargon. Like Sargon, you gotta fucking stop. Like not in those words, but just like, dude, you gotta fucking get some control here, buddy. And then, but it
like
just
you're mad at Spencer. You're mad at fucking JF. Which JF was definitely slanted. Like he was definitely.
JF was not. Should never have been a fucking moderator. I don't even know why he's on that fucking channel. He's such a fucking worthless piece of shit.
Yeah. I'm getting there, dude. Yeah, it was just other worthless.
He's a disingenuous, lying little sack of crap. He has no fucking honesty in him.
Yeah.
He has no business anywhere near a debate.
I think it was just the fact that he was debating people that I hated, like Destiny and fucking other people like that. But then I was like, wait a minute, this guy seems like he's quite the scumbag himself, dude.
Yeah, I don't like that dude. That guy's full of shit. He's totally dishonest.
Yeah, especially if he's actually
I don't care. I don't want them to lose because he's lying. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather win on the merit of good ideas than on the merit of somebody's sneaky bullshit tactics.
Yeah. Although, again, like I said, I'm glad Sticks asked that question because it got fucking Spencer to admit that, I guess, the government would have to fucking force it to happen. Like, well, that's violence. That's the whole thing. Again, this was my whole thing because we've talked about it and we've mentioned the fact that, they think that this will all just happen peacefully. And I've always contended that I don't think they believe
I don't think they believe that.
Yeah, it's just something they say as a PC kind of like sneaking the fucking Trojan horse in. Like they know that there's no way this is happening peacefully.
Do you know Millennial Woes? Have you ever watched any of Millennial Woes stuff?
Not really. I've seen little clips here and there. He's constantly smoking.
So no, Millennial Woes is a really nice guy. I would definitely if I were going to debate somebody or have a moderator, I would say he fits the bill.
Right.
But I've watched a lot of his stuff, and there's numerous occasions where it's mostly all right people when they talk about we have to say that it's not going to be violent, that people are going to select out, but in the end, sooner or later, it's going to come down to violence. We just don't want that to be our selling point.
Right.
So
they want to get a huge following and kind of gradually turn them over to that.
They're very aware of that, and they actually work out how can we as a group get people to the understanding that that's an acceptable thing because we don't want to come out with that because we know coming out with that is going to drive people away from our cause.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to come out with, hey, we need a race war. Let's do it now. Like that's, yeah.
They want to, they genuinely understand that is one of the things that will be a necessity. And they're trying to keep it from being the main talking point or even being a talking point if possible.
Yeah. No, he definitely dodged that question for a long time before Sticks kind of fucking held his feet to the fire. Like, dude, that's not going to happen.
Really good.
Yeah.
And you can tell that Sticks was in control and he didn't lose his temper and he was handling that debate in a lot more appropriate way. Ironically,
he's really the only one that came out of that debate looking good, in my opinion.
I've seen Sargon years ago debating people when I still watched his channel more, and he was so much better.
I don't know, man. I remember him losing it with Christy Winters. Like he had trouble, although that one was kind of the deck was stacked against him.
I'm just saying, the majority of the times, though, he's done all right.
He's been fine. Yeah, he has to keep his emotions in check. He has to fucking keep that detached. And again, like I said, that's why I was like, I see what he's doing. He's starting off telling Sargon he's not as smart as he thinks he is because he wants Sargon to be pissed off and flustered, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah, it was really pretty strategic, fucking really smart strategic thing to do. It's dishonest and it's fucked up.
There's ways to diffuse that in much better ways. Be like, well, really, is anybody though? And then just move on.
Right. But no, Sargon took it as an affront, and he probably caused a little bit of insecurity about that. You know,
well, I think he's been getting hammered by a lot of people who are being like, "Come on, man, you gotta fucking pull your head out of your ass. You're getting real fucking weird, man."
Mm-hmm.
But
like I said, I unsubbed several months ago because he was getting fucking, you know.
I just got tired of listening to like This Week in Stupid be just him yelling at things.
Right.
It's like if I wanted to like hear a crotchety old man get mad about everything, I'd go sit in the garage and watch my dad drink himself to death, watching getting mad at fucking the news. Every once in a while, do you know, like this is legit funny. Every so often, you'll just hear like, "Fuck you, Trump," from like the garage all the way across the house. You can hear it.
Wow.
Or you're a fucking liar. Just like, why do you fucking make yourself watch that?
Yeah.
And it makes you that angry, man.
Like, just keep your head down. He's not doing anything that fucking crazy. No president really does.
Yeah, exactly. It's we survived, you know, we survived Reagan and Nixon. We'll survive Trump, whether you agree with his points or disagree.
We survived. Did you like George W, by the way? I've never really asked that.
Oh no, I fucking hated George W.
Okay, all right. I figured, but you didn't mention him, and I thought he was one of the worst in recent times.
I'm not about like conservative or Democrat. I registered Democrat initially when I registered to vote, but now that the parties have shifted the way they have, I registered Republican because the Democratic Party has just gotten so corrupt.
Yeah, you know what? I'm probably still registered as a Democrat. Actually, when I think about it, I never changed.
I think it behooves me to, you know, have more of a say in who runs as a Republican, and to help that party be more powerful. Because right now they're less corrupt. It's not that they're not corrupt; it's they're like slightly less corrupt than
the lesser of two evils, essentially.
The Democrats. And when it shifts, so what?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I've always, or not always, but almost always. Resisted the I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican thing, and just fucking gone with the individual ideas for everything. You know, I think that's the way to go, and I think it keeps you, once you fucking chosen an ideology and you've joined the tribe or you've joined the team, it makes it a lot harder or a lot less likely that you're going to be thinking critically about everything.
I'm more than happy to tell anyone on whatever party that will benefit me to tell them I am. I don't care, because it doesn't really mean anything. But if I'm being honest, I'm more of like a classic individualist, libertarian. You know, I'm much more about like, I want individual rights, individual authority. I don't want corporations running everything. I don't want the government running everything. But at the same time, I do recognize, like, look, you have to deal with corruption. So you have to have some regulations, or like the fucking rivers will be on fucking, no one can swim in the rivers, so they'll come out with like 3 legs and 4 arms. You know what I mean? Like,
they're all fucking, their hair will all fall out instantly. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll eat like a fresh fish they caught out of the river and just fucking drop dead like 2 days later, you know, with cancer growing out of their ears or something.
Yeah, that's, you know, corporations are not, as a general rule, going to choose to do the right thing as opposed to choose to do the least expensive thing.
And we've seen this through history over and over and over and over, to the point where it's like, look, you just have to be delusional to think that that's something you don't have to have some sort of check on.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like I'm some hippie tree-hugging environmentalist. It's like, look, man, you go to places where there's fracking and you can light the fucking tap water on fire.
Yeah.
You want to tell me that's good for the fucking planet? Fuck you. Like,
yeah, that shit is pretty crazy, man.
You know, but if you want to do animal testing to save people from getting, you know, killed by cosmetics or medications, go for it. I don't. Yeah. I think it's unfortunate, but necessary.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be great if we could do something, find some other alternative or invent an alternative. But until that happens, sorry, animals.
Yeah, monkeys and mice are adorable and cute in their little cages with their little noses and all the commercials. But I'm sorry, man, they're not as important to me as another person, and I'm not going to sit there and be like, "Oh, we should just all medical testing should only be on people." Fuck off.
And it's not like they're deliberately making makeup that's going to hurt these animals. Like, they don't want it to. They're trying to avoid that, you know. But they do have to test them out on somebody or something. And
eventually it shifts to human trials, but I'd rather they start off with animals first and like people.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It would be it would definitely be more fucked up to start on humans, dude. Hey, let's hope this works.
Before we go too far, the one thing I have gotten out of that Richard Spencer, Sargon, and Styx thing, I can totally understand why people want to punch that dude.
Oh, Richard Spencer?
Yeah, I can absolutely understand why somebody was like, I'm going to sucker punch this bitch.
Yeah, he's a fucking smarmy little shit.
Begging for it.
Yeah, he's definitely a smarmy little shit. Dude, I put out a tweet a while back.
That's on the internet, dude, because somebody punched you in the face if it was all in person.
Dude, I put this out on the internet, on Twitter. I think I put out this tweet. This isn't actually about him being an asshole, or it kind of is, because he kind of looks like Steve Nash, who's a basketball player. Again, he played for Phoenix here for forever. Played for LA for like the last year or two of his career. But anyways, he looks kind of like Steve Nash, and he sounds a lot like John Mulaney, the comedian. I don't know if anybody's familiar with John Mulaney either.
You told me this like Thursday, I think.
Oh shit! Did I really?
I remember that.
Fuck.
Yeah, I remember it.
But no, I basically put out a tweet. Did I tell you about the tweet? Everything?
You should repeat. You've come this far, dude. There's no going back.
Might as well fucking finish it. Not like anybody's still listening at this point anyway, even if they're listening to the replay. But yeah, I was like, this guy, I think Richard Spencer is just an incredibly expensive real doll.
I remember that.
Yeah, Steve Nash bought with his NBA millions, and John Mulaney's doing the voice. Like, it's just a character that these two created together. It's kind of funny because Steve Nash actually has a video, like a YouTube channel. He makes videos.
Oh, yeah?
Shit. Yeah.
There's a couple of fucking porn stars who have YouTube channels that are funny.
Mm-hmm. It was like the Mercedes Carrera.
No, not like Mercedes Carrera. Mercedes Carrera is very intelligent, and while I may not agree with her, I at least respect her intellect very much.
Yeah.
I do not find her at all attractive.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember what Mercedes
she looks
Carrera
like a mutant to me, but like she's very, very smart. Like I'd love to sit down and fucking have a conversation with her. She's super fucking intelligent.
Yeah, she's the exception to the rule for porn stars.
Yeah, no, some of the other fucking ones are really funny. Like, so one is this chick who I guess kind of got burned out on porn for a little while and started trying to do YouTube thinking that somehow it would translate.
Wow,
and,
that's unfortunate.
I don't know. Like, I'm sure in some ways it does because I don't know how much into Twitch you are, but I'm sure like your kid watches a lot of Twitch stuff. If you don't,
yeah, a little bit.
All the video game live streamers and stuff. The really big live streams are usually on Twitch. You know, PewDiePie is really the exception for being on YouTube.
Right. No, he watches a lot of. Have you heard of General Sam? He's big into General Sam. Yeah.
I don't really watch video game live streams. I don't know.
Yeah, no, his are more videos. Like he seems like a really misanthropic dude. Like he's actually pretty entertaining. Kind of proud of myself.
I might actually have to take a look then.
Yeah. I haven't done really a lot, but some of the shit that he's told me that the guy says, I'm like, holy shit, that guy's a fucking kind of an asshole, but that's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I watch a few people like that on YouTube. But I was gonna say Twitch, the general rule is guys usually have a lot more people that follow them, but girls still make more money.
Right, because they've got the cooch.
So who knows? Like it might have translated into a lot, still getting a lot of money for her, for other like cam girl kind of stuff, and people just giving gifts because that's what gets them off is giving stuff to hot ladies and getting that momentary like thank you or whatever from them. And then there was
I'm still scrolling through the Mercedes Carrera, and yeah, you're right. She's pretty plain looking, to be honest with you, for a fucking porn star.
She doesn't really like. I'm not into like the big titted kind of thing. That's just not my thing.
Yeah. No, I enjoy big titties, but
titties, not my thing.
I've seen much better.
But the other two, which is funny, is they're a set of fraternal twins who did porn together. They look almost identical. They really do, but they're actually like fraternal twins. And they did a bunch of porn together. And then they fucking each made YouTube channels where they sing awfully. Like absolutely terribly. And the channels are something like Confident Mom Sings, and I forget what the other one is, but it's so fucking awful. And it's so sad and cringy.
Like nobody's gonna tell them, dude. That's so like, yeah, that's
Other
kind of
channels are like probably less followers than ours. No, they actually have more subs than we do because they're chicks. But
right, it doesn't matter how often.
Well, and they were famous porn stars, so of course they're gonna have slightly larger channels, but they're not really big channels. They're like a few hundred subs, not even 1,000 if I remember correctly. That might have changed, but I don't. Either way, I don't care. But I just thought it was so funny, like.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Porn
like, nobody's telling these chicks that they can't sing, dude. That's so tragic.
Yeah, well, and then they're like soccer moms now, and they have like little kids, and it's interesting. To me, it's fascinating just because it's like, oh, look, that's a real person.
Right.
Yeah, I can go watch videos of fucking one of them putting a strap on and fucking the other one, but
they actually like fucked each other.
Only like in one video that I'm aware of. I don't think.
Jesus, that fucking ruins it for me, dude. Even watching, like, I like to watch like stepmom or even stepbrother, stepsister porn. That's one of the things I'm kind of into. But if they fucking actually say it's the actual mom or actual sister, I can't
like actual incest. Yeah.
Even though I know it's actors, dude.
That video is really hard to watch. Like they do stuff. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I can't watch it if it. Even if they just pretend they're actually related, I can't do it, dude.
Oh, if you saw the Milton twins. If you look up a picture, you'll know for a fact there's no way that they're not related.
Right.
Like they look identical, even though they're fraternal twins. They look the same.
Right. They're just not quite identical, but they're essentially identical.
Yeah, the differences are so subtle. I wouldn't know unless I'd Googled. Because I'm like, okay, these chicks are like porn stars who now have YouTube channels, and oh my god, they fucked each other. I have to Google this shit and see what this is all about. So
they got paid a lot. Jesus Christ, dude, that's so bizarre.
Fucking porn, probably not. I mean, they probably got paid more than any two dudes would have gotten paid for it.
Right. Yeah, the chicks obviously always earn more.
Aesthetic gay dude twins that fuck each other. And the Milton twins only went with like sex toys. Like they didn't actually like go down on each other. But I think there's another set of female twins that do. I don't know, man. That's got to be such a small niche market.
They're fucking hideous in some of the pictures I'm looking at, dude.
Yeah, but you can tell they're related.
Right.
I didn't say I was giving you fucking fat material, dude. Relax.
Well, couldn't it have been both, Stabby? God damn it.
How many really good-looking twins do you think are fucking each other for money on porn? That'd be like looking for a really hot chick blowing a horse. You're not going to find that. You're going to find a lot of really ugly chicks blowing horses who are really clearly on heroin or meth.
Yeah, something out of the ordinary.
Yeah, it's not.
Although there was another porn star that apparently offed herself this week. It's like the fifth one in like a year or something, or a pretty short period of time. Like the fifth, pretty major porn star that's killed herself.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it is. No, I was watching. Do you ever watch Bernard Chapin? Have I mentioned Bernard Chapin to you?
No.
He's kind of like a MGTOW guy, but he doesn't talk about MGTOW all that much. He talks a lot about the leftist bullshit and that kind of stuff, and he was kind of pointing out, he's like, look, man, there's, people that are going into that business are going to be people that are almost certainly damaged and almost certainly have issues. So it really shouldn't be that surprising. In some cases, in other cases, it really is just people who enjoy sex a lot. Yeah, no, but that's again, I think that's by far the kind of needle in a haystack kind of thing, though. I think of
I was going to say, I think that the way the culture is now, there's a sort of pressure to be immoral. So I think what's happening is a lot more damaged people are moving in the direction of doing things like pornography, who maybe normally wouldn't.
Yeah,
who maybe normally wouldn't. I think it's some sort of path to acceptance. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I wonder, if that's become sort of like a kitschy, hipstery thing to do.
Right.
Our channel has 0 viewers despite me actually watching. That's interesting.
Did mine stop? Oh, it did. What the fuck did I do? Oh, I was looking up the twins thing, dude. That's right.
I'm still in the chat. Chat's still working for me, so that's weird. Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. Let's see. Oh, Jesus, I forgot to like it. I do that a lot. I always forget to like it until the very end. All right, what are we showing now? Started streaming. Is this not playing? What the fuck? No, it is. Why is it not giving?
Yeah, it's still going.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to find. Oh, it just kind of reset everything on mine. That's weird.
Oh, you know what? It's got to be a new thing. So the last one we did with Dade on the other Sunday night before.
All right.
For a while, you could only watch the last like hour and a half.
Oh yeah, it's like what, a limit of like 3 hours, right? Or no?
Well, no, it's the limit isn't 3 hours. It takes a long time for it apparently now to process and post it.
That's right, and it never starts
as much of an issue, but I think they've changed it.
Yeah, it never starts at the beginning though, right? It cuts off the beginning part.
Well, no, it's back now. Like the whole video is up now, so you can go watch it. From
right? No, I know, but I mean, when you first get done with it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, like it cuts off the first 2 hours, and then it does it in 2 hour sections, I think.
Yeah. So, yeah. Like it seems like it would want to play the beginning first and then wait for the rest, but it actually cuts off the beginning.
Yeah, it's really weird because I've wanted to watch other live streams and then not been able to catch them until they're over. But they're just ended, so that I'm trying to watch them and I can't for like 2 or 3 hours until they finally processed or whatever.
Yeah, it's really weird.
So fucking annoying. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, but I really don't get, like, why wouldn't you fucking save the beginning? People want to watch shit from the beginning in general. Not everybody, but
well, I think what happens is the most recent one is the easiest for the system to put up. It goes through and so it because usually so say you have like 3.5 hours like we did. Right. So the first 2 hours get saved in a weird buffer zone, and then the hour and a half is currently already processed.
Right.
So when we get done, they just put up that already processed one and then reprocess the first 2 hours to put it up after.
Add that on as a table. Yeah, because it's happened to everybody that streams that long. Yeah.
I'm not terribly intelligent. That might not be the case. So somebody feel free to correct me in the comments.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. Either way, that is definitely what happens. It definitely has the last section of it. I think it's cut off at like
2 hour chunks.
Yeah, like it's gonna play or it's gonna cut it up into 2 hour sections. Again, the last one is going to be available, whatever that is after the last 2 hour block that was filmed.
Yeah.
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, so if we did a 5 hour one, it'd be like the 5th hour would be up, and then first 2 and the second 2 would still be.
And then it would render the third and fourth hour, and then it would render the first and second hour. Yeah, eventually later on.
Like that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's pretty wacky.
You know what, man? I don't have to pay shit, so I'm not gonna fucking pay that much.
Yeah, it's small price to pay for not having to pay a goddamn thing to do this and have it fucking saved.
YouTube Red and YouTube TV, and I'm like, but that's the opposite of what I want out of YouTube. Why would I pay you for something I don't want?
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man.
It's like I already don't have to watch ads because I can just fucking use ad block because it's super simple.
Right.
And then for the channels I want to support, I can just turn that off on each channel whenever I want. It's just click a little button and it's off until you're done.
Indeed.
You know, but there are some channels who I don't want to support financially, and I'll watch them with ad block on.
Right.
It's like Red versus Blue. I used to fucking turn off ad block to watch Red versus Blue because I was a big fan of Rooster Teeth, and then they started doing all this like stuff behind paywalls, and I'm like,
fuck you guys.
Fuck you too, guys. So I'm not gonna fucking watch. I don't watch any of their shit anymore. Also, because they started mocking the other channels in the adpocalypse.
Oh, really?
They started talking shit. Like, well, you guys should have fucking done this and that. You guys are fucking dumb. Now you're paying the price. And it's like, all right, not into that, man. Not cool.
Yeah. So they're the machinima version of Wizard of Oz.
Essentially, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like there's a point to be saying like you really like all these channels that got screwed in the apocalypse really should have been
should have
looking
diversified
for alternative, like more than just one source of money.
Yeah, diversify.
Should have diversified their income. They should have been looking at Patreon. They should have been looking at merchandising and content that people can donate to see and stuff like that. Putting extra content that's not their normal stuff behind paywalls. My problem was
mocking other people.
Well, the mocking other people, but primarily was Rooster Teeth made a movie, like a full feature-length movie that they put out in theaters briefly. And they had a system where if enough people requested it, it would go to a theater near them and they could watch it there so that it would actually make money.
Right.
And then they weren't trying to put it in theaters across the country because they would never have gotten enough popularity to get everybody to see it, essentially.
Right.
They would have lost a ton of money. So it was a weird system they set up that did it for them. But here's the thing. The whole thing was crowdfunded. And the whole thing was crowdfunded. And one of the things they were talking about is that it'll be on YouTube and you can just watch it after they've done all the theater plays and sold DVDs. They were like, and then we'll put it up on YouTube and people can watch it. And they never have. They won't. They put it on YouTube Red as a YouTube Red exclusive, which to me is a big fuck you. So all the people,
especially with something money crowdfunding,
and all the people that spread the word to help them crowdfund, and suddenly you have to go through all these paywalls to see it, even though they said like, oh, we're gonna make it so everybody can watch it. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, man. Yeah, and so I was like, all right, well, if that's the way you're gonna treat your fans, then I'm not one of them.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. Yeah, fuck those guys.
No, they're still doing great. People are fucking because they were a long time ago. They had a system set up where YouTube was always a secondary hosting because they were prior to YouTube. They were making videos, so they've always had their own website. And the way they set it up was people could pay to be, members of their website, and then they'd never have to watch ads. So the thing is like, look, if you guys don't want to watch crappy commercials, throw us like $20 a year, $50 a year, something like that. It was something like $5 a month, somewhere in that range. It's not a lot, and then you can watch all their stuff on their channel or on their YouTube or their website. God damn, I'm fucking out of it.
Yeah, I'm getting there too.
On their website without watching any of the ads, and you got to watch it early. So like you might get to see like your favorite episode or this part or that or whatever. And they had a ton of different content they put out. So you might get to watch it a day or two earlier than everyone else who's just waiting for it for free on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah. So it was a really good system. But then they literally sold the company to some fucking internet company and everything went to shit. They just started being real shitty.
I'm amazed that anybody buys that business knowing that you're not going to get to keep the assets and shit, or that they're going to fuck it up. You know what I mean? Like, I would make sure that I had to wait either not at all or a very short period of time before I could start my another channel of my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because they're going to fuck it up, almost guaranteed.
The way Full Screen did it is they didn't change any of the content they were putting out. They just basically made them work together with other people to help make those channels bigger. And they added clearly paid for content on. So Rooster Teeth put out this video of them making pizzas, like this new Pizza Hut pizza together. And it was really forced and awful. And they tried to deny that it was just a commercial that Pizza Hut paid for, through Full Screen that bought the company. And it was like, just be honest, like let us know.
Yeah.
Like, this is exactly we're paid to make, and we'll watch it because we want you to, keep making more of the other stuff.
We'll support you. Just be honest with us. Yeah, you got it. Makes sense.
And essentially, the honesty went away.
Pressures.
Oh, and these pressures are super SJW and stuff too, which really didn't help either.
Jesus, that is such a cancer, man. Like, holy shit. Well, there's really no other way to describe that shit as other than it's just a cancer that infects.
They had this podcast that got really big, the Rooster Teeth podcast, and it was great. They would just talk shit about random funny things that they found on the internet and talk about video games and movies and TV shows and stuff. It was super fucking. It wasn't like really completely, it wasn't politically correct. It wasn't like super appropriate, but it wasn't kind of out there.
Right.
And then suddenly, like 3 weeks in a row, the chick that's on the show starts talking about fucking eating cum and how she likes cum on her face. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is just getting weird. And then she's got a spinoff where they get into all sorts of weird sex stuff. And it's like, I don't fucking care, man. Like, that's such a cheap fucking.
Yeah. No, that's the problem is when any kind of art seems to be motivated more by ideology than just being good, whether it's being funny on comedy.
Well, I would argue that makes it not art anymore.
Right. It's essentially propaganda.
Yeah, it's like the propaganda, the ideology, and the money itself have all teamed up to fuck art.
Yeah, to make it humorless and fucking watchable, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, there was a lot of it in Star Wars, the newest Star Wars. There was a lot of that kind of stuff. I had a real hard time watching.
Dude, this is the first Star Wars movie, dude, where I'm like, I don't care to watch it. I went and saw Rogue One. I went and saw the fucking Force Awakens. But yeah, I have no interest. Or I shouldn't say no interest, but I have very little interest in watching the movie, dude. A fucking Star Wars movie.
They had bombers. Space bombers that had to fly right over the top. Not that the top isn't fucking arbitrary in fucking space. To drop bombs because you drop things in space. That's how it fucking works. On the fucking super mega big destroyer.
Right.
And then they were launching fucking laser bombs that fucking arced in space at like the other ships. And you're sitting there going like, the fuck are you? Like a fucking catapult or like artillery. It's like you.
Like it was a game of fucking Angry Birds Space, dude.
Yeah, it made no goddamn sense. Like you're watching it and you're like, what? How
did you guys not fucking think of the fact that, hey, gravity is not really affecting any of this? You don't need to arc it.
And the ones that arced were like laser blasts.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
They were like these condensed big fat laser blasts that like shot out. They didn't look like missiles. There was nothing in the middle.
Right, it was just energy, an energy weapon.
It was just like an energy weapon that just fucking lobbed at a curvature in space.
Dude, it would need a long time to fucking actually, because I mean, again, even light can be affected by gravity, but it takes a lot.
I'm just sitting there like, how much energy would it take to make a laser that curved?
Right.
You know, I'm like thinking, like, how much more energy could you have made the laser if it just shot straight? Like, would the shields even matter if you used that amount of energy to just shoot it like a real laser?
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
It's so dumb.
Too many continuity issues, huh?
And that kind of stuff was just in the first little bit, and then they made Luke Skywalker into this fucking weird, creepy guy. And then
is he channeling the Joker? Because he does the voice for the Joker on Batman the Animated Series.
So, do you care about spoilers?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
So the way that the fucking emo guy became the emo guy is Luke Skywalker saw the evil in him and then was going to try to kill him when he was asleep while he was still a student studying under Luke Skywalker.
Oh, wow.
And then the kid woke up, defended himself, managed to get away, I guess came back and killed a bunch of people and took a bunch of the other ones with him or something like happened that night. And then Luke is just like, the Jedi Order has to end. Like, it needs to stop. We can't have a Jedi Order anymore. It'll just always keep doing this over and over. And then,
kind of extreme.
Well, and then she's the chick is like, oh, but I can save him because they're, we've been communicating through the Force, and I can feel that he wants to be, he can be saved. And so,
typical women.
She goes to try to save him, and then he ends up killing the super big Jedi guy who up until then is like some sort of unstoppable monster that nobody can fucking face.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like telling her, like, look, we can work together to make the Empire a good thing, essentially.
The rule
So
of
he
two,
doesn't
eh?
actually end up redeemed. He just ends up being more evil than the other evil guy.
Mm.
And then she barely escapes again. And then
You're talking about Snoke, by the way, right? He kills Snoke?
yeah, he kills Snoke.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know if I should have done that or not, or if you're deliberately.
I couldn't remember his name. I can't remember the character's name. It's not Anakin. It's what was his name?
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. Yeah, Kylo Ren. The guy who in the first movie like fucking made everybody laugh when he initially took his mask off.
Oh, right.
Did you see that in the theater? The first one?
Yeah. Did I? Yeah, but not. It had already been out a while, and there wasn't that many people in the theater.
But did not everybody kind of giggle just a little bit when he first takes his mask off?
Yeah, it was a little fucking.
It was just like I same thing for me. I don't watch movies until they've been out for 2 or 3 weeks at least.
Right.
Because then you can see the movie in like a theater that's almost empty.
Right. Yeah, that's what I prefer.
It's much more pleasant.
Yeah, it has to be a movie I really want to see, like Lord of the Rings back in the day, or something like that. Yeah,
but like there may have been like 4 or 5 other people in the theater when I watched it, and they all laughed with me. Yeah. It took everybody out of the movie for a second because we all went and looked around like I'm not the only one that laughed, right? I'm not horrible, right?
Poor Adam Driver. And I wonder, is he just not a good-looking guy? Or
he's just not the right person for that role.
Yeah, he's too awkward looking, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at the rest of the fucking cast in all the other Star Wars movies, and they're all good-looking people, and then there's this dude who just looks like a fucking, I don't know, like a
fucking weird emo kid
or something.
Yeah,
like he got stepped on as a baby. I don't know.
Like if you ever in your life dated Lena Dunham. Like there's something wrong with you.
Oh, he dated Lena Dunham. Yeah, that works.
I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna double check that, but I'm pretty sure.
He's not Lena.
What's his name? Adam Driver.
You said that. I don't know if that's his name. I'm assuming you're right.
It's Driver.
Lena Dunham in disguise. Like this whole thing is like a fucking hoax. It's all Lena Dunham, really. She's playing all the roles. They just have digital masks.
Right.
That's the only one where it's her real face.
Gonna molest them all too somehow.
Molest them all. Yeah, for a minute there, it started to look like fucking there was going to be a romance between the girl and the guy, and I'm not entirely sure they're not going to try to redeem him by the end of the movies instead of have her kill him.
Yeah. It'd be interesting how they play it out, because I assume they want this to keep happening even after episode 9's done.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
And then what was the other thing? Fucking, you know how like they have the command center of the ship, like where they can see out the windows and stuff, and then it's super easy for like a fighter to come up and just blow it up. Princess Leia was in one, and they shot out the fucking command center. And so she's floating in space, and she just fucking like curls her hand and floats back to the fucking airlock to be let back in. I mean, she's all frozen and like she's like out of it for like the rest of the movie, but it was so fucking dumb.
Yeah, no, it's a little weird how
she used the force to survive the vacuum of space for like 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah, and again, they've never really shown her as actually possessing any real abilities ever.
Yeah, the way I figure it is, it's like somebody skipped 3 books. You know what I mean? Like there was a trilogy, the first trilogy, and then there was the prequels, and then there should have been 3 other movies before these 3 that would have made sense if you got to see them.
Yeah, well, there is literally, even in the movies, it's a 30-year gap to account for how old these fuckers got. Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude.
And so essentially we're missing, like, all the things that make any of this make any sense or make it watchable at all, really.
Yeah, it's fucking... Ugh.
But a lot of kids really like it, and, I'm glad that Star Wars will live on. I mean, to a certain extent. I'm some of the kids, it doesn't have to be something I like to be good, you know? It wasn't terrible.
Yeah, my son actually said he enjoyed it. He said it was okay. He wasn't thrilled with it, like amazed with it, but he thought it was okay. So, you know, him getting into it, getting into a Star Wars thing
there was a lot of diversity, like that they kind of forced into the movie that just kind of lame. But then they really did that in the first original 3 too. So,
what was the deal with the blue milk thing, dude? What was that all about?
There's some sort of fucking alien walrus looking things, and fucking Luke goes up and he's like squeezing blue milk out of one of them into a fucking jug or something, and he like looks at her and angrily drinks it.
Right. I've heard it's kind of weird.
Standing there looking at him like horrified for no apparent reason.
Right.
Like, I don't know why she's looking at him horrified, because they look like fucking cow udders coming out of walruses. And
yeah, like, hey, this is the same as drinking milk. What's your problem?
Sort of herd animal. Like, he goes up and feeds it, and then starts collecting its milk. And I'm like, oh, it's like a cow. That doesn't seem weird to me. But somehow she was horrified, and he was looking at her like, oh, look at me fucking drink this milk. And you were like, that was fucking dumb.
Jesus. Sounds pretty fucking sad. Yeah, like I said, it's I watched all the other ones in theater. Yeah. Even the prequels, dude. Even the fucking prequels. Although I think I mentioned this before, I did not realize how much the prequels were hated until years later. I knew I didn't like them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I did.
As soon as Jar Jar Binks showed up, everybody was like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah. Have you ever heard the theory that he was actually like playing like the drunken master kind of thing, like the drunk kung fu? I think they were actually at one point considering setting him up as the super reveal villain. If you watch it, there is actually
he was really the bad guy the whole time.
Yeah, because like he makes it like if you see the stuff where he's tripping, but every time he trips and falls, like it looks real, but he's somehow shooting an enemy and killing them. You know what I mean?
That would actually be really good.
Yeah,
I think they were to be like a super Jedi the whole time.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Like, there's that one time when they all jump down from a little walkway above everyone, and he messes up and ends up staying up there, and then later on. Like, there's a lot of evidence for that possibility. There really is.
Yeah.
You know, but they kind of ditched it when they realized how much people hated him, basically.
If that was the case, if that was true, and they kept with it, he would have been one of the most loved characters.
Yeah, I think it actually would have turned out okay. But people hated him so much that they overreacted, and they're like, okay, we're not going to do that now.
See, and that's the problem with money driving art instead of art driving the money.
Yeah.
You end up with shit that just is terrible instead of something that could have really been awesome.
Yeah,
if they really pushed it. Because man, if that dude had turned out to be like some super fucking Jedi, I would have been like, "Holy shit, this is awesome!"
Mm-hmm. But you know which parts I'm talking about, right? Like
when he's out on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot of just merchandising in all of the new movies because Disney kind of basically took over. So
yeah, well, that's how Lucas made all his money. Like he didn't really keep much of the actual films. He just got all of the merchandising rights and made fucking billions upon billions. Yeah, he got all the toys, all that shit, dude. You know, it was
smart guy. He really made out good on that one.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Although I don't think he had quite all of it. I think Alec Guinness. Who's the one that played Obi-Wan Kenobi? Alec Guinness?
Yeah, Alec Guinness.
Yeah, he had a part of the merchandising too, and he got he was already doing okay, but yeah, he got a pretty hefty sum from that as well.
Smart.
Yep.
Very, very smart in the ways of the Force they are.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how Lucas realized it because, I mean, there wasn't really a huge collectible thing going on at the time. But for some reason, he fucking knew that he was going to be able to sell his shit.
No, action figures.
That's true. I'm thinking G.I. Joe and shit like that.
Like that was big, I'm sure. G.I. Joe.
Although it wasn't to the extreme it is nowadays, so.
No, but I'm sure they knew there was going to be some money in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if they got almost all of the concession from it. Yeah.
But I'm sure they knew, like, hey, you know what? G.I. Joe sells. People love G.I. Joe. People love, Barbie. We could, make essentially the next G.I. Joe if we're really lucky. But we'll definitely make a couple of, a few $100,000 at the very least on some lunch boxes and shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it surpassed
sure
even his wildest expectations.
And after the first movie, I guarantee you they knew they were going to make a ton on merchandise.
Yeah, for sure. God damn it. Do you have to piss as bad as I do, dude?
No, but I was thinking we probably should wrap up.
Yeah, dude. Let's cut it short.
I don't think we're cutting it short, man. It's 2 a.m.
No, yeah, that's true. It's been 3.5 hours, dude. So,
yeah. All right, man. Well, anybody that makes it this far, congratulations.
Right. We're cutting it long, people. We're cutting it long. Bye-bye.